Alright, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 825. December 16th, 2024. I hope you all got your healthcare electives put in.
I have no idea what
that is. It is that time of year.
It is that time of year.
Don't rub it in,
yeah,
Anthony.
that's some America stuff.
Yeah, that's America stuff. It's like basically like so you don't pay even more.
I'm curious of how that. So like what exactly is that?
The punchline is the way healthcare associated with your employer works in the United States.
Oh, it's like you have to choose.
The simple
where
version
the
of it, is you have
Gotcha.
you have a period of time every year that they call open enrollment, which is when you can enroll in employer-based healthcare and make changes to all your shit.
That happens here.
Get everything set up for the year. And then the only other time you can make changes to any of that is if you have what they call a qualifying event, which would be like
get
you
married,
have a kid,
have
or you get divorced,
yeah.
you get married, right? That's the...
Yeah, okay, I do know that. That happens up here too, because like, dental is not covered, so it is like, hey, I need more dental coverage. They'll take away from another part that.
Boy, I would love to show Anthony like the rigmarole form that we have to fill out for this shit.
I'm already sad enough as is. I don't need more sadness like in my life.
It's one of those things like, when I work with younger people, they always like reach out to me like, I'm so confused, but like they literally ran like 4-hour-long meetings to explain how to fill this form out.
I believe it. When I worked at Macy's, we used to do the same stuff because I worked in that department that handled like the open enrollment and benefits and stuff. And that month or however long that period was, that was a nightmare. Oh my God.
Yep.
Like,
and if you don't fill it out, you fucked.
Yep. And so many people would call afterwards trying to be like, oh, but I just didn't know. And I'm tough. Like,
the IRS says I can't do shit for you right now.
Right.
Yeah. It's all based on them. They're like, yeah. And we switched carriers this year, so I had to like do all kinds of different, like, well, you're going to have a new HSA card. You're going to have a new health card. Like, God damn it. Got to go through this shit again. But anyway, that's the beauty of American healthcare, But anyway, it's been a crazy week.
Did we introduce ourselves?
Go ahead.
Who cares? All right. Hey, Anthony's on the show this week. Ryan's on the show this week. Terrence on the show this week. Ken is always on. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. We're here.
There you have it.
You either have listened or no one's tuning in for the first time anymore. We just give up on
There are some.
Wow.
There's some. Yeah.
Every
We
week
can't.
is somebody's first week.
Yeah, every week is somebody's first week. They'll be like, oh.
Well, I'm sorry. We need to say sorry a lot more.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Anyway, video games. A lot happened this week. Jeff had his show, G Off.
G Off.
Lots of game announcements. He cried. He got roasted.
He cry. Yeah.
Wait, he cried? Man, first of all, the roasting was great. They need to just let them two dudes host it. Where did he cry? Well, I missed that.
When they announced Okami.
Yeah, he was like, "This is what video games are special." And like everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's Half-Life 3." It's like, nah, it's Okami 2. You're just like, hold on, what?
Yeah, and I never played the first one, so I guess I don't get why crying is the.
I mean, it's a good game, but it's like it sold like 1,000 copies.
Like the last game Clover did too. It sold so poorly that like
it killed that studio. Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably at some point revisit it just because it's so
universally
acclaimed. But I got
it on
super
Steam.
bored by it.
It's like $5.
Clone.
It has a very
and it works on deck.
It steals the Zelda formula by being extremely boring for like the first 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it is super boring.
Really?
It did Twilight Princess before Twilight Princess was a thing.
Yeah.
It's
very good game.
Let me put it this way, Terrence. And again, no hate on anybody that loves the game.
No, not at all.
But I literally, in the beginning of that game, it's the only game I've ever played where I literally fell asleep while I was trying to play the game.
It's very boring at the beginning. And
damn,
if you originally it was on the Wii, so it had motion controls, and they simulate those with the
No,
analog
it was originally
stick.
on the PS2.
It was originally on the PS2.
Sorry. They added the
and
Wii.
The Wii version that came out, and I think has like IGN's logo on the cover because they just took the picture.
Yeah, they stole
off
the box
internet.
art. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
But
They stole their
that
own box
version
art.
was one of the highest selling versions for the longest time.
yeah, because idiots like to buy weird shit.
Well,
So wait,
that,
so what
and it
makes
also
this
works better?
It's like Zelda.
What?
It's a Zelda game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Zelda.
so what makes it so iconic or whatever? Okay, all right, I got you.
It was a Zelda game when people were not ripping off the Zelda formula, specifically the 3D formula.
Mhm.
It was
Gotcha.
the only other game that was like that.
Gotcha.
Think of like the wolf sections in Twilight Princess, and you've kind of got Okami.
And again, before
okay,
Twilight
okay.
Princess.
Okay.
Yeah, before. Yeah,
So-
I'm not saying it ripped off. I'm just saying think of
I'm
that
just saying
gameplay
that
mechanic.
because it is like it was a very different game. Now you have that in a Zelda experience that is
Mhm.
made by Nintendo.
Mhm.
Although has the same trappings of being way too long in the beginning. But it was just fascinating to have a Zelda clone when that was not the case. But now you go on Steam and there's a bajillion of them, both 2D and 3D, right? Like Genshin Impact, one of the most popular free-to-play games, is a 3D Zelda clone, albeit not that style of 3D Zelda.
It's
But
like Breath of the Wild style.
nevertheless,
That game bored me. I don't understand why that game is so popular.
Genshin?
Like,
Genshin Impact?
yeah.
I was
Oh,
bored by it
I
too.
understand why it's popular, but I had no interest. But I mean, like, okay, even then, like, if that one doesn't interest you, Ubisoft did their own version, and like, there are 3D Zelda likes. I mean, we'll talk about one I'm pretty sure that's been kind of called a Zelda like, but that formula dropped off. Clones stopped happening for a while, and so like Okami in the PS2 era, like again. PS2, not a lot of Zelda-like experiences, and
No.
lo and behold, here's Okami from a
Mhm.
studio who does good work, which is weird that it's coming back. But I mean, it is funny that Kamiya left Platinum, which was the remnants of Clover.
I kind of feel like
I didn't know that.
Okami 2 is going to be very much a Mirror's Edge 2 situation where everybody wants it, but it still ain't going to sell.
Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
think I owned
I mean,
that game. I don't think I ever
Okami
really played it.
has reached an audience at this point now, though, through all the re-releases. I would like them to port the sequel from DS, even though it is just more Okami. It is a game that is stuck on the DS. So I don't know.
I don't think they'll do it, honestly.
No, they probably won't.
I mean, to be fair, it's a business decision. I know people don't like to hear that, but like, is the Okami sequel for the DS really going to move numbers?
Right.
No,
Nah.
but if it, 'cause I don't. It's been a while since I played it. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I understand why it's important that this game exists, but like I don't.
Well,
think-
you know what? I just realized because that was my original question. What made this so that he should cry about it? So that's what it was. It's just a very
Jeff
emotional.
is a robot who only understands what he thinks human emotion should be like.
Oh shit! Like
you know,
what's his face? I got you. Okay.
so,
No,
like, he
it's
just
also
understands, like
it also felt like he
His-
was playing it because it's like
it was his. Big
it's kind of like a Shenmue moment where like there's a very loud small group of people who are like, "Oh my god, this was the greatest thing of all time."
and Shenmue has a
Oh,
way
okay.
bigger audience.
Yeah, Shenmue's a much bigger
Unbelievably.
audience than Okami was, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's not big.
Well, they're also like if you look at some of the gaming press from around the time when Okami was first released, it was like the game that everybody decided was the greatest
I
game
remember
of all
that.
time.
Yeah, because I remember on PS2.
It got a ton of positive press at the time, so I think that plays into it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a nostalgia to some games that just don't sell.
Got you.
And I feel like Okami 2 is not going to sell. Sorry.
Yeah, so just GamePro 100, GameSpy 100, Play Magazine 100, Yahoo 100, GameShark
Damn.
100, AV Club 100, PSX Extreme 100, 4 Fat Chicks 100, Game Revolution
4
100.
fat
Stop,
chicks.
stop. Don't just
Dude,
speed over that, nigga.
I'm just,
Four
listen,
fat
I'm just going down the
chicks?
list and reading what I
Wait.
see.
I want to see if they still around. Hold on. That's
Official PlayStation 2 Magazine UK 100, Eurogamer 100, Sydney Morning Herald 100, Ace Games 100, Pure Magazine UK 100, Just Adventure 100, Weekly Famitsu 98, and that's only because one asshole gave it a 9. My Gamer 98, Digital Entertainment News 97, Cheat Code Central 96, Worth Playing 96. Like, it is one of those games, but again, critical praise means nothing.
Shit, we reviewed it twice.
I'm looking to see.
Not still around, in case anyone were wondering. Go ahead.
Well, there's a surprise. Maybe it was.
They did a whole Phoenix Down about it. Shit.
There is one mixed review. There's 3 mixed reviews. And when I say mixed reviews, Gaming XP gave it a 73, PSW Magazine UK gave it a 70, and NetJack gave it a 67, which are still not bad scores. So yeah, there's 0 negative critical response.
Okay.
Well, that's your Okami hour. Be sure to check out the Phoenix Down episode 7, Okami, on our site.
I'm trying to find our scores inside
we have two reviews of the HD. Well, actually, we have 3 reviews of the HD version. I don't know why we have 3.
God dang,
because
man.
It was PS2, PS3, 360.
And then it was Switch and PS4 is what we have. What I see.
Okay, yeah.
And then I guess Drew did the PS3 version. It was reviewed by 3 different people.
Yeah. Wow.
But what did it get from us? Does it?
8.5 from both John and Jay. Drew's review doesn't have a score because it's the old site format and it didn't carry. So
I don't see anything for the PS2 from us.
Yeah, that's a little. We had PS2 reviews. That's how old we are. But I don't think they made the transition to the new site back in 2012.
Man, I think I reviewed Ghost Rider on PS2 for our site.
Yeah, we have PS2
94 the PS3 version from us.
Was what?
We gave it a 94 for the PS3 version.
Okay, that's Drew's review then.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. It sucks that it's boring at the beginning. I did not realize that.
Fucking long in the tooth. Yeah.
It is long in the tooth, yes.
Games of that era were weird as well. Like, and this goes into I revisited Sly Cooper this week, and like video games of that era really expect you to be fucking stupid. Like, Sly Cooper has these cutscenes where Bentley the Turtle's like constantly like, Sly, did you know if you step on this wall, you press circle, you can climb the wall, and you can't skip it?
You have to realize.
That was an excellent Bentley the Turtle voice.
Oh, thank you.
That was an excellent Bentley the Turtle.
That was so good.
It was pretty much perfect.
Yep.
But yeah, like those things are unskippable. And you have to sit there and listen to him. And even Sly's like, I know, Bentley, I got it. It's like, well, let me skip it, motherfucker.
If you know so well, let me skip it.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't skip it. And the fact that I can't switch the horizontal camera, man, get the fuck out of here. I can't play that game.
Yeah, I know. I saw you talking about. So, are we doing our normal thing, or are we just talking about Game Awards stuff? Because I know it was a big show.
Does anybody have any big stuff to talk about? Because, like, I talked about Indiana Jones last week. Ryan and I could probably talk about Soul Reaver.
I don't know. Did I talk about Balatro?
I got some stuff to talk about because I need to bitch about Marvel Rivals. Okay, all right, we're gonna talk about this.
It's been like 2 weeks and this motherfucker's already pissed. Welcome to Overwatch.
Because me and him was talking, I chatted him up because it's basically just the same shit that he was bitching about. I'm like, why the fuck do people come to comp to do some fuck shit? Like, you're supposed to come to comp because you know how to play the game, not because you want to try to play fucking Jeff the land shark. Anyway,
I'm telling you right now, you are literally. I can already tell you your trajectory.
I still like the game, though.
No,
but I still like the game.
Bitch, I'm still playing 8 years later.
I know.
Okay?
I know it's going to be an abusive relationship.
I'm just telling you that you, like, at first it's all like, oh, look at these sweet green pastures. And then, like, the next week you're like, fuck this game, uninstall.
Yeah.
And welcome to your life.
Yeah. Yeah, because I keep going back. Like, I'm doing really well, but anyway.
I saw a picture of somebody saying that, like, Jeff the Landshark, like, killed their entire team or something like that with an ultimate, so they drew him.
Dude, that's just...
getting choked. getting choked out by plastic rings from the top of soda cans.
Marvel Rivals has 100% captured Overwatch 2016, where everything in that game is broken, OP, and frustrating, but you love it because it's new and it's fun. And then when they start balancing it, it's just gonna make you more and more miserable.
Yeah, I'm curious if they because the first patch came and they didn't actually do any sort of buffs or nerfs. They just did kind of fixes and stuff. So I'm curious what they do because Jeff's stuff is annoying as fuck, but I mean it is avoidable. Like there's a noise when he's about to do it, and there's a big time gap before he actually eats you, so you can get away. And if you're in a spot where like by the healers and stuff, like where he's going. Like you can kind of, but yeah, everybody fucking does that move.
I wish their audio cues were better because like there's so much garbage in that game audio wise that it's almost impossible to decipher it.
You can tweak all that in their settings.
I shouldn't have to.
No, well, you shouldn't. Well, okay, I guess there's an argument for both settings here because I'm fine with it, but you're not. So you not being fine with it, you have the option to tweak it and make it better. So yeah, you shouldn't have to, but nigga, you can't make one thing to fit everybody. That's life.
Yeah, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. Think about this.
Overwatch fits everybody? Everybody love Overwatch?
Can you let me finish my comment before you interrupt?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it reminds me of those video games that are like, we're going to give you this perk that makes your character move better or jump better, and you're like, that should be default. Like, your skill tree should not make the game more fun to play.
Yeah, but I agree. But that's two different things that you're arguing, because you're talking about a game thing, and you're talking about the accessibility settings. So, and you're saying,
but that's not accessibility, though.
But it is if you think about it, because I'm telling you that it's fine for me. I can distinguish everything that's happening with the noises. You're saying that you can't. You need to change some stuff because you can't maybe hear when an alt sound is happening versus when it's not or whatever.
That's accessibility, right? So the game, and not to, we're going to have this argument for the next 8 years. The game should make the enemy sounds
why don't you
louder.
Go on the podcast, Anthony. Let's talk about Overwatch, fucking and Marvel, and both of those. Remember, you said last week you'd be on the show. Oh, geez, Ken, thank you for using my own words against me to fucking.
I could tell you about my cozy game
with a bad time. I did not ask.
Anthony. My cozy game that I've been playing that is like 100% up my alley.
I don't want to know what's up your alley.
You have a cozy game?
I have a cozy game.
He doesn't have
quit judging me then. So what is it?
It's called A Little to the Left.
Oh, okay, I do know this game. Never mind.
It's 100% OCD simulator.
Oh wait, is that the one Drew played? You have to move stuff.
Yeah, you gotta like put it in order.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing the shit out of that game. No apologies. Like it speaks to me because like I can't stand for things to be out of order.
That's cool. But no, are we okay? So are we just talking about the Game Awards? I you know I ain't mad about the.
I don't know. This whole podcast is off the fucking rails already.
It is, but it's cool because this is just a group of niggas talking about video games.
I can finally talk about Victory Heat Rally.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's three crackers and a nigga. That's what we should. It's three crackers and a nigga.
Yeah, we're definitely not calling the podcast that. I apologize.
Oh man, but no, we can just talk about Game Awards because there wasn't any really thing. Oh well, Ryan, you want to talk about Soul Reaver?
So we talk about Soul Reaver,
and no one answered. Did I talk about Balatro last week?
You didn't play it last week.
No, okay.
Wombat, how the fuck do you know if he talked about Balatro last week? You don't listen to this show, and you weren't here.
True.
And I did not listen.
This motherfucker answered like emphatically, like, "No, you did not." How the fuck do you know?
Nah,
well, it was that was more of a I have not heard Anthony talk about Balatro. He didn't
you know what?
About it last week.
Yeah, I haven't heard him talk about it vocally. I have heard him talk about it in the Discord because I know.
Yeah, that game is crack cocaine.
Okay, go ahead. Because I'm not into it. So yeah,
I'm not either. I don't like that game.
I fucking love that game. That is.
Which is crazy because do you play real like poker and shit like that?
So here's the thing. I like poker. I fucking hate gambling.
So, okay.
Those problems intertwine.
Yeah.
And make it so I don't play poker. what this game is that you're not really playing poker. You're using poker hands to score points.
Yeah.
So what's kind of brilliant about it is that the whole game is you trying to sort of whittle away at the rules of poker to then break the game. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting, because like one of the highest scoring like runs I've seen is that the whole deck has been converted to like kings of the same suit, and they're playing they're playing one card as a hand, using all the kings in that still, like, as the played hand, I should say. What's in their hand still is all the same kings, using a bunch of modifiers via jokers and probably planet cards as well to increase what a high card play is. Using a joker that says if you're only playing one card, it increases the modifier by a certain amount, or gives you a straight chip count. Like, it's really ingenious on how it changes every round. Like a lot of roguelikes, you start to see the meta of it pretty early on. And yes, that meta changes, but like Vampire Survivors, a roguelike I think all of us enjoy, because it does reset every time. You start to have a particular way you play, and obviously there is some stuff that you need to play a certain way to unlock new aspects, but there is a meta to it. There's stuff that is better. There are upgrades that are better than others, and while there is a bit of that in this, you kind of have to roll with the punches, because you are required to have jokers to be able to beat the game. But what jokers are pulled are based off what you already unlocked, and what you actually have access to. If you don't have a ton of money, you might be having to buy just sort of common jokers. And I was rooting for it at the Game Awards, because how brilliant to take a game that is strictly used for gambling, and completely fuck it up to the point where, like, you cannot. There is no gambling in Balatro. You don't gamble. You are strictly just earning points and sort of increasingly modifying how much a certain hand is played or what a certain card does. So I find it's like crack, because every time I play it is a very different experience, and I'm constantly changing what my plan is on the fly. Like in the run that's gotten me the closest to finishing it, I did a stupid thing right at the end and re-rolled the boss. Because the boss blind always has like a horrible negative modifier, and the modifier was going to be that it would every turn that I took, it was going to negate the effect of one of my jokers. And I said, well, I don't want that. So I re-rolled, and it gave me a huge blind that I had to beat, and like the number was so astronomically high, I was like, I'm never beating this. This was a big mistake, and I in fact lost. But like the decks you play with give you different modifiers. So like I've only played with the red deck, which gives me a +1 to my discard. Like there's so much to it, but all of it in time starts to make sense. And again, like just the amount of options you have. Like there's a card that gives you a modifier or it gives you a certain amount of chips every time you play a hand based on the amount of money you have. So if you get that joker, it is beneficial to play jokers that increase your money, which is not the same way you would get through the end if you were just doing a modifier run, which is like, I'm just increasing the amount a 2-pair hand gives me, where I might get a joker that also increases the modifier on a 2-pair hand. And there's so much goddamn to it, and I could go on for hours about how it's good, and I haven't even scraped the goddamn surface. So I've played that, and the other game I've been playing, and I'm actually playing right now as we talk, is a game called Lottle Knot. It is an indie game. Let me just quickly see how much it is, because I don't remember. It's an underwater game. There is no combat in it. It is all about cleaning up the ocean. $24.99 regular price, which is Canadian, so I don't know what it is in the States. Probably $19.99. The publisher is Secret Mode. The developer is Moon Lagoon, which this is their only game. It's a little open world adventure game where you're just cleaning up the ocean of crime. There's a little bit of a fish raising simulator. The lottles are these little fish you can sort of evolve by feeding them certain things. You take your garbage that you collect and you recycle it, and you can make new things to better clean up the ocean. It's really neat. It's kind of like exploratory sim, I guess. I don't know. You have to upgrade your suit so you can go deeper in the depths. It's just a really impressive little game that I picked up because I do like underwater stuff when it's not, nightmarish and scary. And that's basically all I've played. But yeah, like Bellatra was I was hoping would win because it would be a big upset to all the AAA publishers, but
Oh, don't you worry. The game that won caused a lot of upset people.
Oh no, it caused a specific group of people to be upset.
A specific group of people.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. All right. Terrence, did you have anything you wanted to jump through?
No. I mean, I played Power Rangers, but you probably talked about that last week.
No, I wasn't allowed to talk about it last week.
Oh, is it out?
Yeah, it's finally out. Yeah, it's out now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good. I don't know if I like it as much as the Turtles one.
No, I definitely don't like
combat.
It that much.
Yeah, the combat feels a little off. I don't know.
It feels stiff.
That's what. It's real stiff. I played as the Red Ranger and the Black Ranger so far on different levels, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I keep hoping that it gets better. Like doing the Zoids, excuse me, that's a different franchise. The Zord stuff, that was kind of cool, where it kind of turns into that like third person, those weird like shooters type things. I don't know if you got that far yet.
Yeah. The vehicle levels are really cool too. Like the motorcycle
and then the fight
level
with the Megazord. I haven't done that one yet. I just did the where you were fighting Goldar and you're like using your Zord, like chasing him down, and then you transform into the Megazord, and you like fight him one on with the fist fights and stuff.
Yep.
All that shit is cool. It's Power Rangers, but it just it doesn't feel as good as the Turtle one.
That Turtle one is like the bar now for me. I feel
definitely the music is good.
The music's excellent.
Yeah, the music is really good. But yeah, that's really it. Like new stuff. I think the other thing, I don't know if I can talk about that one yet, but so I'll wait till next week.
All right, Wombat. Got anything before we hop into this news extravaganza?
Yeah, I mean, I played some. I spent. I haven't had a chance to actually play a whole lot of stuff this week, but I played during some downtime. I played Stardew Valley. I started playing that again. That, as I said on the Discord, that game both has a way of reducing and increasing my stress level. So I'm trying to play it in a de-stressful way, and not try to do everything, as quickly as I can, and not try to grow all the crops all the time.
Not trying to Stardew everything?
That's it.
Christ.
That's 100% it. I can only Stardew what I can Stardew. But yeah, so I've been playing that game again. That game is so good. And it's been supported now for 10 years. So
yeah, he's been doing his thing.
Didn't he just release another update?
Yeah, big one. Yeah, some people put it on their Game of the Year list because of it.
Yeah, my wife was so excited.
Yep, which that was one of the genesis for me starting to play it again. So I'm playing it on mobile, and mobile just got the 1.6. So.
Does what Harvest Moon doesn't.
That was pretty forced, but it was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
So that's where most of my gaming time has gone. I've put a ton of time since the last time I was on in Panzer Paladin, which is also really good. Not as hard as I would have expected it to be. The bosses, I think, generally are pretty trivial. But I do like the sort of so if anybody's not really familiar with the way the game works, is you collect a bunch of disposable and destructible weapons along the way. So the weapons in Zelda-like fashion break pretty quickly. But you also have the ability to break them yourself, and breaking the weapons yourself gets you different benefits. So, like, depending on the weapon, it might increase your attack, or it might increase your defense, or it might increase the durability of the rest of your weapons that you use for a limited period of time. Or it might even do something like give you wings so that you can
Is it Red Bull?
have limited, yeah, so you can have limited flight. It could, give you a beam attack so that every time you swing your weapon, it shoots a beam out. So there's a bunch of different power-ups that the weapons can have, and they force you to kind of manage how many you're carrying at any given time, because the more weight you're carrying in weapons, the more difficult the game becomes. So there's a lot of inventory management and stuff to it, but not in a boring way. So it's an interesting take on the genre. The platforming, I mean, you're in a giant robot most of the time, so the platforming's kind of heavy, which makes some of the platforming sections a little bit tedious. But overall, it's a good game, and I'm enjoying it. So, and it's got a ton of stuff in it. There's a whole bunch of remixed versions and stuff like that. So, it's good for sure. And then I did play the Soul Reaver remaster. Started playing that. It does what every good remaster should do, which is make the game look the way it looked, or make the way it looks in my memory. It's definitely a PS1 game or Dreamcast game, depending on how you look at it. And so it definitely captures that spirit. You can tell it's just a PS1 game with better textures, but it's Soul Reaver for better and worse. I love those games. That franchise, starting with the first Legacy of Kain on PlayStation, was a huge thing for me. And I beat the first one. I beat Blood Omen. Gosh, I don't even know how many times on the PlayStation. And it was the first game, I think, that sort of introduced me to how much voice acting can really add to the quality of a game. Because the first Blood Omen, it's a competent top-down Zelda clone, but it's got a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Particularly load times and shit like that. But the dialogue and the voice acting were so good that I just felt compelled to play it over and over and over again. So, Soul Reaver is Anthony was talking about Zelda clones earlier when we were talking about Okami, and the Blood Omen games are, at least the first several, are kind of Zelda clones. The first one for sure is very Zelda-like. Soul Reaver shares a lot of elements with 3D Zelda in terms of puzzle solving and stuff. It's also kind of a Metroidvania, as much as I hate to call it that, where you earn powers as you go that allow you to advance to different areas within the world. So
I mean, that's Zelda too.
no, it is, yeah.
It's still amazing though. Like, people don't appreciate it now, but at the time when Soul Reaver came out on the PS1, that game did a lot on that system.
Oh yeah.
If you watched that doc, I was like, I didn't, because I played it on Dreamcast. I didn't even play it on PlayStation. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, the fact that they got that world to load without loading times is fucking wizardry.
Yeah. I mean, you think about the fact that the first example I can think of two different worlds existing at the same time. And yeah, the material world required Madonna, no, required a specific point for you to shift back to, but you could shift to the spiritual world anytime you wanted to.
Yep.
And so the for them to be able to maintain sort of the ability to shift to that spiritual world and have things move and be in different places and different enemies and everything was pretty fascinating at the time.
Yeah.
It's got its faults. I mean, it's a PS1 action game, so it's the combat's not great. It's, it can be the platforming is pretty good, but it can be a little finicky at times. But it's, the story in those games is really what kept everybody coming back. And when people clamor for a new one, at least when I clamor for a new one, it's really just to get more story and not for the actual gameplay. Because the gameplay was fine, it was fun at the time, but it hasn't aged the best. Specifically in the first Soul Reaver, I haven't started the second one yet, obviously, because I want to finish the first one first. But the second Soul Reaver was actually a much better game than the first one. So I'm interested to get there and start playing through that again. I do own all of them on PC, so this will likely lead me to go back and play the other ones too. But it's a solid remaster. Don't expect a remake. That's not what it is. It's definitely falls in the remaster category. But it's very enjoyable for what it is, especially if you have a lot of nostalgia for those games.
It is a game changer too to have camera control.
Yeah, that's massive.
Jesus Christ, I tried to play that before this remaster, and I was like, man, this camera is so bad.
Yeah, the camera in the original was really rough. And again, like the games definitely had their problems even back in the day, but man, it's a huge amount of nostalgia for me. Even that opening cinematic was like a flood of nostalgia. So
it's so impressive they remastered that.
Yeah. And the nice thing is it's, all the original voice acting and everything. So they didn't re-record any dialogue or anything, but which is good because, the thing that's a shame is that they've taken this long to really do anything else with this franchise. And unfortunately, I mean, the two major voice actors, Simon Templeman's, I think, 70 years old, and Michael Bell's almost 90. So, it's pretty unlikely that they're going to be able to get. And Templeman still does work, but they're not going to be able to get Raziel back if they want to do a new one. So, it's tough.
I guess that gets into spoiler territory. Never mind.
Wait, yeah. I mean,
I got you.
Talking about spoilers for a 20-year-old game.
Yeah,
but yeah.
It's a little much.
Well, right. I guess it is, but I don't,
But like Ryan was saying, like, it's a whole generation that maybe have never played these games too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right.
Because the last one was in 2003, I think.
Something
like a real story
one
was Defiance.
Defiance was the last one. Yeah, I don't remember what year it came out.
I played that not too long ago. It wasn't.
It came out on the the PS2
and original
Xbox generation, 2003. Yep, November 2003.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and that was the last, because I don't count Nosgoth. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Well, you shouldn't. It wasn't it was a multiplayer thing. You shouldn't.
But it was spun off of a single player game.
Yeah, there are 5,
I did not know that. Okay.
There are 5 games in the series. That's it. There are
5
5 games in the series. Period.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of, if you like Ryan, Terrence and I just keep telling you, you need to watch that doc because they talk a lot about like the 5 canceled projects.
Yeah. It was really good.
I do need to check it out. I intend at some point to go back and revisit the other ones too. It would be nice to get a Blood Omen 2 and a Legacy of Kain Defiance remake. But
Blood Omen 2 is on the PS5 now.
Yeah,
see, it's wild too because those games because the Blood Omen games, are before the Soul Reaver games. But then it's weird that they didn't do Defiance 2, because why'd they just do 1 and 2? Because it's a trilogy. Like, to get that complete story, you really need to play Defiance as well.
Well, think about all
Or am I missing that? Does 2 not end on a cliffhanger? Or is that 1 that ended on the cliffhanger? Maybe I'm
Well,
missing
one definitely ends on a cliffhanger. 2 ends on a cliffhanger as well, depending on how you want to define cliffhanger.
That's right.
The story is not complete until you finish Defiance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Blood Omen 2 is a prequel, so it's
right.
It's kind of the odd man out, but it does pull in story from all the other games before it.
Mm.
So it is. I still think it's pretty critical to the story overall to play that game. But if you were playing them chronologically, it would be Blood Omen, Blood Omen 2, Soul Reaver 2, and then Defiance.
Well, think about all that time when Raziel was in. It'd been decades from when he dies to when he comes back.
Yeah, well, even then, if you at the beginning of Soul Reaver 1, Raziel says that he served Cain for a millennia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's all the time period where
Raziel was
the turn, where he was a
vampire.
They're doing
that lieutenant. Comic that's going to take place during that time period, which is nice, and it did make its Kickstarter goal. So there is some, somebody out there hungry for that story. So hopefully this spins, because I'm like you, Ryan. I want, because I did do that Kickstarter for that thing. I really wanted that Soul Reaver replica, but that shit was like $700, and I can't spend all of that. But it was, oh god, it looks so good. But anyways, I want more story. Like, I love Cain as a character. I've loved his journey, his story. Like, I want to see more. So yeah, I'm hoping that this ends up into some sort of resurgence. Hopefully, while we still have Simon Templeman here and he's willing to do the voice, because man,
right. Yeah, and the good news is even if he gets a little older and his voice gets a little older, I mean, Kane's a vampire, so he's
right.
It's fine if he's a little scraggly, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I do hope that this sells well, and I hope that it reminds everybody that 20 years ago. It's easy to forget what a big deal those games were 20 years ago. Like,
Soul Reaver was a massive release. Yeah.
And if what's crazy is if those games had released for the first time now, they would have the dialogue and the sort of the over tortured gothic sort of protagonist stuff.
Dark Souls, man. It would have
been enormous on social media and Tumblr and all that stuff, right?
Definitely.
They released obviously in a period of time before we really had any of that, but that series was massive. Mm-hmm. And it's also easy to forget that Blood Omen 2 and Soul Reaver 2 released like 6 months apart. Yep. There was a period of time where we were getting these games frequently. And now it's just... Yeah,
well, Crystal Dynamics went off and did Tomb Raider and kind of blew up, so...
Yeah. Well, the first game came out in, 96, 97? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Silicon Knights, who doesn't even exist anymore.
Who doesn't even exist anymore, yeah. And our friend Dennis...
Dennis Dyack.
But this is not going to turn into a two-human conversation.
It's perfect. You're playing it wrong.
Oh man.
It's nice for me to have that game get any sort of love at all, and I hope that this leads to it getting even more love, because the series deserves it. The story deserves it. It is, you can't really do, I think if you go back to it, it has to be a prequel. You can't really, the story itself from Blood Omen to Defiance kind of wraps itself up. Mm-hmm. So you'd have to really do something in that time period between probably, Blood Omen 2 and Soul Reaver, if you were going to do something.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I am too. I am too.
Yeah, I miss those games.
Yeah, and then I'll say that I did start playing Indiana Jones, but I'm really just in the intro. So I don't really have much to say about it yet, other than it looks pretty. And I'm interested to play it. I have said on here before, I think I don't have the same nostalgia for Indiana Jones that a lot of folks in our generation have. What's crazy is I think I have more nostalgia for Young Indiana Jones, the TV
Wow.
series, than I have for the actual movies.
That's
I was
crazy.
aware of Young Indiana Jones, but I never got into it. Like I remember, they used to have those little Sunday night movies or whatever, and we watched some of it. And we were like, "Nah, this ain't it. This ain't Indiana Jones."
Like I remember way more about that than I feel like I do about the original movies. So I've seen them all. I haven't seen them all. I haven't seen the Crystal Skull, and I haven't seen the Dial of Destiny.
Wow, he hasn't seen Crystal Skull. That's crazy.
No, I haven't. Again, I don't have nostalgia for those movies. So
That's
when the new
fair.
one came out, and people were like, "Oh man, this sucks," I was like, "Okay, well, I mean, I don't even have the nostalgia of Indiana Jones to drive me to see it if everybody's telling me it sucks."
Yeah, we're not gonna have that conversation.
So but like I guess I appreciate like Temple of Doom and Raiders for what they are, but they're not movies that I, think highly of from my childhood, where I like want to watch them a million times. I've seen each of those movies probably a handful of times in bits and pieces on TV or whatever over the years, but they don't hold the same place that like a Star Wars holds in my nostalgia as a kid.
That's crazy. I've probably watched those, like every one of those movies at least like 20 times. Love those movies.
Same.
Yeah, they it's not I don't know what it is. I was not the sort of swashbuckling adventure kind of kid. That wasn't my jam. I was into much more like medieval fantasy and science fiction. And I know there's some fantasy in the Indiana Jones, but it's just that wasn't really my genre growing up. So I wasn't as into it as some other folks. I have a really good friend of mine that I grew up with that was obsessed with Indiana Jones to the point that they named their dog Indiana.
That was the dog's name.
That was the dog's name. So yeah.
So but it's just not it hasn't ever been my bag. But I am interested to play this game because everything I see about it looks very.
It's a very Ryan game. It's a very immersive sim, like Dishonored, Deus Ex kind of game.
Nice.
Yeah, very much so.
So like a Warren Spector game, you're telling me, so we can piss Anthony off.
Hey, hold on now. I like Warren Spector's games. They just sell like shit.
That is true. Yeah, it's true.
Hey, I don't know if you've heard the sequel to the Crystal Skull's coming out. It's called Indiana Jones and the Drones Over New Jersey.
Jesus.
By the way, so I know we'll talk about this when we get to the Game Awards, but that new Warren Spector game, when it first came up, I was like, oh shit, this looks like Thief. And then it very quickly became apparent that it was going to be like multiplayer live service or some shit. And I'm like, oh god. All right.
Yeah, multiplayer Thief.
Was it called?
It does look cool though.
Thieves?
It looks neat, but it's
Thieves
just
Among Us.
Thieves Among Us.
Was that one?
Yeah, something like that. The
it'll be forgotten on a yellow card.
It did look pretty neat, but it's definitely multiplayer stuff like that's not my jam. So
no, that's like everybody keeps talking about that. What's that? Contraband from Microsoft. I'm like, dude, I have zero interest in this.
I don't even know what that is. So
it's a heist simulator. Yeah.
Yeah, but they haven't even showed anything about that in forever.
They showed that trailer like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares.
Microsoft's showing trailers for things that aren't ready.
Please,
Naughty Dog.
Listen, and this is because I'm assuming we're about to start talking. Ryan, do you have anything else to talk about before I go into this?
Nope, I'm good. You go ahead.
We didn't even do my games, but whatever.
Oh, okay. Did you have something new to talk about? My bad, homie. Go ahead. The floor is yours. My bad. Go ahead.
It ain't much. I'll be quick. I did want to talk about. I'm playing the third Taito Milestones collection for the Switch. That might be my favorite one. It's got some real classics on it, like Bubble Bobble, Rainbow Islands, Runark, which most people know as Growl from the Genesis. Thunder Fox. It's got both Rastan sagas on it, and Kadash, and Warrior Blade. Man, there's so much good stuff on this collection. Like, if you have any like inkling of nostalgia for those old Taito games, you should check it out. It's really good. I do wish it had some more options. Like, those collections are very bare bones. And also, Jesus Christ, back when we got Taito collections on the PS2, there was like 40 games. Now we're lucky to get 10. Like, what are we doing?
Inflation. They're like, we can't afford these ROMs. We can't do this. This is a lot.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring this up because I know Terrence would find it funny. Do you remember that Souls-like game that was trying to get attention on Twitter for not being on Xbox because of the ID at Xbox bullshit?
Oh yeah, I don't remember the name of the game, but I do remember they were pulling the whatever that game is that I got into that spat with, the hero shooter game, whatever. Yes, I know what you're talking about though.
Yes. So I played that game this week. It is unapologetically a clone. So when you boot it up, there's two modes. You can play the story mode, or you can play the Souls-like mode. And yes, that's what it's called in the menu. So I was playing it, and as I was going through, I was like, man, this is Dark Souls. Like, this is just 100% like, and then it crashed. I started laughing when it crashed. I was like, okay. They're giving
you the whole experience.
Like, literally the game crashed back to the Xbox dashboard, and I immediately just deleted it. I'm like, okay.
Bruh.
You went through all this, and then your game crashes. Okay. And then, Anthony, I know you and I kind of skirted around. Oh my God, I'm so sorry that I keep forgetting the name of this game. The Korokyu game, Victory Heat Rally, I think is what it's called. That game is
that a racing game?
Yeah, so I don't know if you were familiar with Korokyu. It's like penny racers, like little like buggy cars.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
So it's kind of got that aesthetic, but it plays like Mario Kart. So like when you drift around a corner, it builds up a boost, and then you boost forward. Like, yeah, this game is good, although the boosting mechanic definitely takes time to get acclimated to. Like if you try to play like Mario Kart, you'll fall off the map. But no, it's really good. So I hope it comes to more stuff. It was on PC first and was there for a while by itself, and now it's on Switch, which I have to give them credit. The Switch version runs at 60 frames a second. I know that should be a standard, but like nowadays that's not common on the Switch.
Right.
So yeah, but no, that game's really good. We already talked about my cozy game, and I think I did play that Ninja 1987 that I was joking about after they announced the Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah.
How was that?
I mean, it's kind of Ninja Gaiden.
That's what it looks like.
Just not as good. It's not as good, obviously.
Yeah, the Temu version.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, something you pick up at like Dollar General, like the Dollar General Ninja Gaiden.
Five Below. We'll give them a Five Below.
Five Below works.
It's a little.
Yeah. Oh, and I also wanted to talk about the new Astrobot level. If you have not played, like most of y'all, none of y'all motherfuckers in here have played Astrobot.
No, I haven't played. Yeah, I haven't played it.
Jesus Christ, go play that game.
It's on the list.
So they put out.
I'll play it before Game of Year.
They put out a new level for Christmas, and it's literally just like a big world with all of the abilities in it, and each one gets you a new present. And the presents unlock like Santa Claus outfit for Astrobot or new bots. And the new bots they chose, oh my God. So they did Tomba, they did Gex, they did Rayman, they did Croc, and they did Spider-Man.
Oh wow.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this like the little Croc bot is literally like a dude in a Croc suit. It's so good. And the Rayman one has no arms or legs. It's so good.
Nice. That game is cute. Like I do definitely like the look. When I get this PlayStation back, I am going to play it. It's on the list.
It's so good. It's so good. So now I've 100%ed that entire game and both DLCs because I beat all the speedrun levels. I beat all the new level. I beat the whole game and got 100%. I've unlocked everything, and now I feel empty inside.
Wow.
That game is so good. That game is so good. And I checked out the Virtua Fighter 4 update, which I didn't. I don't play professionally, so I don't notice all the balance changes.
Is that what this was for? Like the changes were for professionals or something?
Yeah, like they
I don't even play that game.
They
but-
updated like some combos and like some move sets and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't notice a difference because I just play casually.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, it's crazy that game literally only exists as a PS4 game.
I know y'all had talked about that. But I mean, you're getting a new one.
For Steam. Oh, you're
yeah,
talking
that's
about
right.
5. Oh, yeah.
Well, I know that did. I forgot that was what I was talking about. The
That's-
new. I forgot that was just on Steam.
Well, it's essentially the same as the PS4. So I watched that direct, and it's essentially the same game as the PS4 version. It just has a different name.
Oh,
Yeah,
You can also just play Virtua Fighter in one of the Yakuza games.
You can
6,
also
I think,
play-
has the
Virtua Fighter 4 is also backwards compatible on Xbox, so you can play that
I didn't know that.
360 version of that game.
I'm not going to play it. I'm not good at Virtua Fighter. Like I've never. I don't know why its fighting mechanics have never clicked with me, but yeah.
I love Virtua Fighter. One of my favorite memories is getting Virtua Fighter 3 Team Battle, because I bought a Dreamcast from Japan in 1998, and I had Pin Tri-Salon. I had the Godzilla game that never came over here.
Oh, nice. I imported that.
Yeah, that game was awesome.
Mhm.
Soul Calibur I got early. It's how I sold Dreamcast at EB Games when I worked there. I brought in my Dreamcast and put Soul Calibur in the machine and let people play it. And then I bought Virtua Fighter 3 Team Battle at launch, and I was just blown away. Like, the game looked so good. Love Virtua Fighter. And then they made Virtua Fighter 4, and like Soul Reaver, never came back until now. Yeah, I think that's it. I did play Season 14 of Overwatch. They have not loaded in the 6v6 mode yet. I think that's this week.
Oh, what's up with the new hero? How's the new hero? Didn't y'all get a new hero?
Yeah, there's a new tank. His name is Hazard. Like, people who can play him, like, he can wreck the game. Like, he's another Winston-style character where he very much dives.
Okay.
And he has basically a Mei ice wall that hurts you, which is...
Oh, I'm sure you're loving that.
That's crazy. But people who can play him, like, they're wrecking people. But people who can't play him just die. Like, they just fall over.
So it's like the Doomfist.
Yeah, and Winston.
Doomfist or you're horrible.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, and
Winston's
Winston,
the same way. Like, if you suck with Winston, like, you just fly in and get melted. But
Yep.
he's fun because
Okay.
he's Scottish. So, like, he's always yelling at you with his Scottish accent. It's kind of hilarious. My ultimate's ready.
Nice.
It's hilarious.
It's still never going to be the demo man from TF2.
Oh, that's fair. Also, he's
Black,
very
Scottish, missing an eye.
well. This dude's like punker. Like, he's got like neon
Ooh.
jacket and shit. Like, he's Like, you should look at some artwork. He looks really cool. So, all right. I'll look at the new releases real quick. We're in December, so yeah. There's like 3 versions of
That Split
Snufkin.
game. I think what? Oh, the pantless cats or dogs that was surrounding that little girl game.
Okay, Moomin is a troll. Good Lord
Yeah,
Almighty.
Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley, Fuddler's Courtship. Boy, those are words.
Okay, listen now, Anthony. Fuddler's Torch Ship. What are we doing?
Here, fucking listen. Hold on. Let me find I can't recall some Scandinavian country.
I like getting him going. It's so funny.
Is this
fucking
really
weird.
last week? Yeah, there's not much. There's nothing coming out next
So it's
week.
originally published in Swedish in Finland.
Oh, okay. So,
So,
it loses
you know-
something in the
Pronounced it
translation. Is what
Snufkin.
you're
Is
saying.
it Snufkin?
It's a great comic. Y'all can fuck yourselves.
All about me poodler.
So
Snufkin.
Jansen was amazing. I love Moomins.
I bet you do. My
Fucking-
Moomin. I love my
and this is-
Moomin.
This is what it looks like right now outside your house, Ken.
You're a hippopotamus? What's happening?
Oh,
That's
Lord.
Moomin!
That's Mooma. He looks like a hippopotamus.
Yeah, I know, they do look like hippos, but
Do
they're
they have
trolls.
sniper rifles?
They have knives, too.
What the fuck?
Oh shoot! I thought they were little things of peace. I didn't know they had weapons.
I mean, with a
of
name
war.
like Moomin, you're either going to cuddle with them or fear them.
I guess so.
You're gonna snuffkin your life out.
Right. They
We
chose
watching
fear.
some Snufkin films, I'll tell you. My Snufkin, my Moomin, in my Poodler's courtship.
It's like, I hate it here. All right.
Yeah, I don't see it. Like, there's nothing. So it's that time of year where there's nothing coming out. Like, literally next week there are no games.
Yeah.
Like, this is your backlog time. Stop looking for new shit.
Sure.
You got old shit. Speaking of new shit, I'm gonna jump right into the news before we get into the Game Awards. Did y'all see that thing I posted on Twitter this morning? Man, I hope that happens. It's gonna blow up the world.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that will be crazy, and I think it probably will happen. Honestly,
More
Lego,
dead CEOs? Me too, Ken.
Lego
How
Horizon.
bold, how bold of you to suggest that more CEOs would be shot.
2025 is the year of Luigi.
just line them up.
Do you think he whistled the Luigi's Mansion theme while he did the murder?
I really hope he did. I
Oh
really
my
hope
God.
he did.
Y'all are weird. Just saying.
No, I'm not weird. God bless him. American hero.
But yeah, the rumor is that Lego Horizon is coming sooner rather than later to Xbox, which
And I
would
believe it.
really, really, really upset
Listen,
the internet.
What is his name? Fucking what is Dreamcast guy going to say? Oh my God, because
What's
Xbox
up,
is
gamers?
supposed to be
This
dead.
is Dreamcast guy here. Check out my controller.
Hopefully.
Damn,
he
man,
doesn't
you
best
are
Kurt
good
Cobain
with these
impression.
impressions.
Well, he does that. Like, the funniest thing about it is, like, 100% if you believe him, you're a fucking moron. Because he's a grifter.
Absolutely.
Like, if you listen to him talk on a podcast, he doesn't talk like that.
Oh, I've only heard him in those
It's a
videos.
fake
I've never
voice.
actually.
It's a fake
Oh,
voice
wow.
of him doing
Just
the,
died.
I'm a gamer.
I'm not mincing my words here. He can just go away. He can solve that problem however he chooses. But, like, if he died, I would
What's
tap
up,
dance on
gamers?
his grave.
Dreamcast
Good
guy
thing.
here. Xbox is
I believe
dead
you.
for the 677th time this year.
Yeah, that's all his videos are. Yeah, he may have a conniption fit if they say that this game is gonna come to Xbox.
No, he won't. He's just gonna do it for money.
No, that's true.
He's
Use
admitted
that
it.
Money for Accutane.
He's
motherfucker.
admitted it in person to people and then walked it back. He's like, I never said that.
Or like his little thing with Paris.
Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of
Listen,
here. Grifters, you're the worst.
I know you got your issues with Paris, and I do too, but Paris was right in that occasion.
No, he
Oh
was
yeah, no,
100%
I give
right.
him. Yeah, no, I give him, and I appreciate him standing on business and not being a bitch. Like, yeah, for real. But no, I still fuck that nigga. But yeah, I give him his flowers for this one time, for sure.
Anyway, let's talk about the Game Awards. Was there any
Okay,
other...
hold on, let me start. I got a rant.
Hold on. Speaking of
Oh my
shills,
God.
Everybody's
I'm
like,
gonna
hold on,
explode
let me go.
with this
What the
rant.
fuck is this shit?
Go ahead.
Then
With
nobody
the
says
shills.
shit. This is the way this works.
I was letting him go. He said he was speaking about shills. Oh, he talking about
Jeff,
he's talking
come
about
on now.
Jeff.
Stay with
Yeah,
me.
he's talking about Geoff. Okay, my thing is this because what we was talking about. He was talking about the Damn, I can't remember now. But my rant is basically stop showing us pre-rendered trailers and all that shit. No one cares. We're not getting excited because y'all went and made what equates to a trailer for a movie. Like when you watch it, you can't tell, well, is this the movie? Is this the game? Nigga, no. Show us some gameplay. Like, damn. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
I mean, is that your only rant? Because my rant...
Oh, no, I
was-
got more, but that's just the
I was
starting
going
one,
to say,
but go
like,
ahead.
this show is like, I forgot there were awards again this year.
There were award breaks, is what there were in
It's
this
time
show.
for the commercial
Like,
break. Here's 12 awards. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
he went through them so fast. Like, and then when they got to the ones about I think the content creators, I'm like, Lord, they summoning demons out here. I never heard these. We got Choo Choo Kaka, okay, and then they clapping, and we got Kaka Duduk, and we got Hokalaka. I'm like, what the fuck are these names?
A lot of caca going around here.
Listen, that's what they do apparently on the internet now. I don't know, but that's
When he said one of them, I was like, that's not what the words say.
I didn't even look. I didn't see the screen.
He
'cause
said
I was,
something
like,
at one
cooking the
point
time.
that was so far removed from the letters that were on the screen. I was like, what?
That's wild. It's like Prince. Like they just got nigga. There's gonna be a symbol, and you're just gonna have to make a sound for it, like that sketch.
I'm the artist
TNT.
formerly known as Cockaduki.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so the real reason the Game Awards are discussed is, well, release announcements, and there were a lot.
World premiere.
Like, they don't have that voice no more. It was fucked up.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was weird.
We had Timu Olivia Munn, according to Ryan.
Hey, man, Ryan had me rolling. Like, I'm telling you, we gonna have to do this one year where we actually, like, stream it and we watch it together and record, like, the stuff live, because it was so fun. I was in there cooking, and my family like, what you laughing at? Because Ryan like, yep. Oh, Lord. They brought Timu Olivia Munn back up.
Olivia Nunn.
Yeah, Olivia Nunn. Like, he kept coming for her every time she came up. Like, it was so
I'm sorry.
funny. You're right, though. You were right. Like, I don't. They did that with her last year too, and I was
She'd
like,
been there
maybe
for
it's gonna
years.
be her last year. Yeah, she just keep. Yeah, well, she trying. I guess it's fine.
I mean, she's
It's
getting
all right.
paid, so she's doing something,
Right.
right?
She getting a check, so you know.
All right, let's go through these announcements. It kicked off pretty strong with Ninja Gaiden coming from the Game Kitchen, I believe is the name of the developer for did Blasphemous.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a 2D Ninja Gaiden, which, fuck yeah.
Yeah, people were upset because it wasn't 3D, and the people that were upset were the people that were upset were the youth, because they don't even realize that this is what Ninja Gaiden started as, was these 2D type games.
Oh, they
That's
realized
what it
they
was,
bought all the
NES
shirts
did.
in Hot Topic.
Oh, they probably don't even know what that is. They're like, oh, just because it looked cool, man. I just thought it looked cool, so I picked it up. Like, all right, man.
You talk about impressions. There's your impression right there.
Oh, that voice was great.
I bought it because I thought it looked cool.
Man.
But no, I'm excited. It looked really good. Like,
oh
it looked
yeah,
super cool.
Blasphemous does, or the Game Kitchen does really awesome animation. So
yeah, because I reviewed Blasphemous 2, I think, and I didn't play the first one, but I loved Blasphemous 2. Like, that art style and shit was really dope in that game.
Man,
so I'm excited to see Ninja Gaiden.
They got some fucked up visuals in those games, though.
It is some fucked up, bro. It is some fucked up visuals, but it was still really cool. Like, it was really well done.
Oh, I can't wait for this game. I'm excited for that game. One Move Away is apparently like unpacking, except you're packing a car to move. Okay.
Oh, good. More stress.
They call it Car Boot Tetris.
Okay. Oh, because they must be British. Car boot. It's a trunk. Okay. All right.
Slay the Spire 2 got a new gameplay trailer. Dave the Diver gets a new DLC trailer for In the Jungle. Game's still not on Xbox because Xbox is dead.
Yep.
We talked about already, but Warren Spector's studio, Thick as Thieves, is a new stealth action multiplayer game. All the buzzwords.
All of them.
That's what it's called.
It looked cool. I thought it, but I'm like one of the only ones on here that really plays that kind of dips into this multiplayer stuff.
Listen, I'll play it because Warren Spector does make good games, but I just immediately as his name comes up, I go, well, now that's not going to sell. Look at Warren Spector's last couple games. Epic Mickey didn't sell well. They changed dramatically for 2. Studio shut down. He was working on System Shock 3. That studio, I don't even know if it exists.
I didn't know he was doing. Really, he was working on System Shock 3.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh shit.
Well, now
don't worry,
know.
we'll never play it.
Right, and now I'll never play it.
You want to talk about some fucked up stuff? They also announced a game called Shadow Labyrinth, which is Pac-Man.
Yep.
And
it's so funny because I think you and I were the only ones that was like, "Oh shit, everything makes sense now."
Yeah, like that. Like if you've seen that episode, like that game captured that episode perfectly.
Yep.
And that episode is fucked up.
It is, man. The whole time I was watching that, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then by the end, I was like, "Oh my god, that's kind of ingenious." Like,
it was funny because like every episode starts with a logo and what game it's or like series it's based on, and it like does a little boop 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 boop, boop, and it like he eats the pellets, and then this thing starts off, and they're like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah, because that is not what you're getting at all. Like it is. Oh, it's fucked up, but
apparently,
it's good.
Yeah, apparently it's a Metroidvania. Doesn't say...
Which makes sense too with that episode if you think about like it. If you watch that episode, it makes sense with that game.
What's the goal? To hunt, to eat,
consume.
That thing was fucked. And in the ending, oh my god!
Yes, that was so crazy.
Watch Secret Level; it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
New game from Yu Suzuki for your phone called Steel Paws.
I don't think I saw this one.
It looked like anime girl with purple hair.
He will do everything but finish your goddamn shitty Shenmue story. No offense to people that love Shenmue, but he will do everything but that.
Yeah,
So,
that's apparently what writers do now. Have you heard of George R.R. Martin?
He said he may never finish that before he dies.
Right. Like, writers don't do their job. They do everything but. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so Yu Suzuki's got... Didn't Shenmue just get sold? Like, don't somebody have the in Games or something?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think I did read that.
Strictly limited / in Games own it now.
Oh, good. Nobody cares.
You think they'll do something with it?
No.
I don't think they will.
Everybody's like, please port it to Xbox. I'm like, why?
Xbox players don't buy games. What you mean?
Yeah, they don't buy games. So I mean,
right?
We can make a joke about Shenmue not being a game, but whatever. We'll just move on.
God dang it.
Kiora is a pixel sandbox game from the Core Keeper dev, which I think Ryan said like this is Temu. What was it? Terraria.
Yes. Yeah. But listen, Ryan B. Y'all don't understand. Ryan B. on fire. I'm telling y'all. I'm gonna get this set up because he be so fucking funny.
I saw that game after the fact because I didn't watch this shit live. I don't want to see Jeff's face.
Oh my god, you were funny too, and you weren't even fucking watching it. Like it was. Oh my god, it was so good.
I was commenting on how white Jeff is. Yeah,
he's very white.
He is very white. Yes.
The Sifu guys, Slow Clap, made a new game, and you'll never guess what it was. Except unless you watched it, then you know what it was.
Yeah, this took me for a loop.
Fucking soccer.
Yeah, multiplayer soccer
legit
too.
5v5
soccer
football. Yeah.
Yep,
it's crazy.
That's what it is.
I think my favorite, like literally this next game, everybody like in the Discord was like, "I didn't know there was a part 1. There's a Solasta 2 coming."
Yep.
I did not know there was a Solasta 1.
I didn't either. I was like, huh.
And everybody's like, man, Solasta is back. I'm like, I didn't know it was here.
Right.
Oh, shit. All right. Next up, the Witcher 4 trailer, which, Jesus Christ.
Listen, again, I wish that this was recorded because it's so funny because we get to going back and forth in this Discord and stuff because we be, watching and making jokes and whatever else. When the fucking Witcher trailer started, because I was cooking, like I looked over at the thing, it was silent. Like for 2 minutes straight. Didn't anybody say shit?
Dude, that trailer,
shit. It was locked in.
That trailer was 6.5 minutes.
Yep. I think I was the first person to say something because I was like, damn, okay, everybody locked in. Like it was incredible. That trailer was incredible.
Yeah, incredible. It was very, very reminiscent, of course, and I'm sure it was like this on purpose, but it was very reminiscent of the
Ghost in the Well trailer.
No, the Killing Monsters trailer. Before Witcher 3.
And then of course, because there's a bunch of chuds on the internet who suck, Phrenology Attack. Fucking Jesus Christ!
Look at the bridge on the nose,
guys. We're not Nazis. We're just gonna say Nazi stuff.
Yeah, I was so confused by all of that because, again, I'm not a weirdo, so I've never dissected this video game character's appearance like that. But she looked the same to me. She just looked older, which she should because this is.
She's
later.
Also. I don't know if you all know this out in the world. She's seen some shit.
Right, if you fucking fighting crazy monsters and shit,
she's not goddamn real.
Well, that's really the biggest
thing. You're not fucking the digital character.
I mean, they're trying.
Man, are they trying?
Try not being a cunt. Done. There you go.
That seems to be impossible for them. Y'all are weirdos. That game looks incredible. I'm happy that she's the main character. Like I'm ready. Like I can't wait for 2030. Let me tell you, I cannot wait.
Yeah, that game's not coming out on Series X and PS5. I'm sorry.
Hell no.
Sorry.
Hell no. We ain't gonna see that for 2030. Like
my favorite part of that trailer is the disclaimer at the bottom that was like, this was captured on unnamed NVIDIA hardware.
Oh yeah, you put that so stuff that NVIDIA ain't even put to the public yet, like future shit. Like 2030.
It's like seeing a trailer for a Switch 2 game. It's like, and Nintendo systems.
Right. Yep.
All
there. That game looked so good.
Hey, Elden Ring has to make an appearance. It's back, and it's got a co-op game called Night Rain.
My kids or my son was hyped about that.
Mine too.
Yeah.
People love their Elden Ring.
I wrote Jeff high fives a fist bump, and then
yes,
parents called it a flump.
It's called a flump.
I said Jeff says mayonnaise is too spicy. Jeff thinks all bread is whole wheat because nothing is as white as him.
I'm pretty sure I had one for this. I said something. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. We're going to do this
Jeff's
live.
only understanding of hip-hop is Vanilla Ice.
Hey, don't come down on Mr. Van Winkle, okay? Square announced Square, like, this trailer comes up, it's like Final Fantasy coming to new consoles, everybody's like, whoa! There's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the screenshots of this thing floating around.
I have not.
The PS5 Pro kind of looks like shit next to it. Like they put in new lighting, and it looks better, like a lot better. And it's just like, ouch. And then there was Catly, which is a photorealistic cat game, which people online are saying apparently it has a lot of AI technology.
Well, it's not only AI, it's also attached to crypto shit, too.
Yeah.
One of the investors in the studio is an asshole. Crypto bro.
So, yeah, Geoff gets a lot of these. Like, I'm pretty sure fucking Miyoho, like, pays his salary or something.
Well, I saw, because I didn't know anything about the crypto stuff or any of that other shit about it, but I saw on Twix or Blue Sky somebody said something like, I don't understand how this game, they had that Cat League game, and then next to some other big title game was on this big stage or whatever, and I was like, it's real simple. I don't know why you're doing the most. Geoff he loves money. That's why the game is here. Like, what? You making it very complicated. Like, they cut that nigga a check, and he put him on the show.
Yeah, that's how capitalism works, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Like, it's real simple. But yeah.
Next up, we have Fumito Ueda's new game, Project Robot. This wasn't mentioned in the trailer, but this is coming to everything.
I don't think I saw that one. Which one was this?
This is the guy that did Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, Last
Guardian.
Guardian.
Okay, yeah. Y'all did.
He jumped in the big robot at the end and like flew off in the head.
Yeah, okay.
Like, this game definitely looks like one of his games, but it's crazy because, like, the day after, Xbox tweeted out, like, yeah, this is coming to Xbox. I'm like, whoa, hold on. That's crazy. Speaking of crazy things coming to other consoles, Microsoft did put a trailer out for The Outer Worlds 2 and announced it was coming to PS5.
Yes, they did. And that trailer was funny, too.
Oh, that trailer was fucking hilarious.
That was good, yeah.
Highlight of the show for me, one of the highlights, Split Fiction looks amazing.
Yes, it does. Like, that developer gets on my nerves. I don't think his shtick is funny. And he continues to lean into it, but whatever. But Split Fiction looks fantastic. Like, and it's my two favorite genres.
Single player game. You're so good at making mechanics, man.
They're never going to make a single player game. This is their shtick.
I think this is their shtick. I think this is their shtick.
Like, every one of their games is a co-op game.
I know, but like only one of the two are fun.
I didn't play. Wait, hang on. Wait, what?
It Takes Two.
Okay, well, I played that one,
and then there's the other one, which is
fantastic, despite the story having some
dude, the fucking elephant
criminals, like who were escaping
The
jail?
Way Out is bad. I'm sorry. That game is just.
I played through the entirety of A Way Out with K-Dub, and
it was trash.
It's not the best game.
Everybody, okay. Fuck it. I'm spoiler alert for a game that I've reviewed when I started on the goddamn website. The ending people were talking about was like, "Oh, this is so amazing." Maybe I've spoiled it before. I don't give a shit.
No, spoil that shit because I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
In the bag. So the whole game you're working cooperatively, and there's some neat elements that are clearly ripped from like other movies. I think the hospital sequence, which Ken, you played through it. Yeah. I think that was the most interesting, where it was switching between the two characters constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some cool mechanics in that game.
Visually, that game is great. But then there's like weird mechanics, like where you could sit down on benches for no fucking reason. It's just like, why is this here? And they cut down a lot of that. But the big thing that people couldn't believe was that you have to fight each other at the end
because one of you is an undercover cop.
By the way, I figured out when we go to visit the drug lord and the drug lord doesn't recognize the cop character. I went, oh. I paused the game, turned to my friend who we were sitting in the same room. We played it on the same console. I turned to him and went, the character's a cop.
I was going to ask you.
He looks at me and goes, oh, fuck, you're right. I'm like,
that's wild.
Yeah, what game is this again?
But here's the Way Out. The thing that got me the most.
Oh.
People were saying, oh, this is one of the earliest like co-op like console games does that. It's Double Dragon. You fight each other at the end.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Nobody played Double Dragon for the story.
No, but yeah, you do fight each
other. But at the same time, saying this is some great mechanic when you're a video game like enthusiast or whatever, journalist, whatever you want to fucking call it, and saying this is new.
Dreamcast guy.
Not only is it not new.
What's up, gamers? Dreamcast
It's from the fucking 80s.
Right. Like, it's old, nigga.
And it's in a better game.
Right.
Which is Double Dragon, and that's maybe questionable, but it's still like a more interesting that happens also in Streets of Rage, where when you get to the end, clearly inspired by if you don't both select to say like no to Mr. X, you fight each other first. A more interesting version of what happens in A Way Out, where it just forces you into that. So like. People wondered why my review was negative, but I didn't want to spoil the story for people. That's it. Years of keeping my mouth shut. Like, I'm sorry, that is not an interesting aspect. And fuck, was it so ham-fisted. Oh my god. Anyways, moving on.
Steel Hunters was the next game, which looked like Apex meets Mechs. And, like, Jay was excited. I was like, dude, it's from the World of Tank Studio.
I don't think I saw this one. I'll have to look it up after the show. Okay.
It looks like Transformers, like Beast Wars type mech shit, but it's wargaming, so...
Oh, I like the Warships game.
Yeah, but that thing is plagued with fucking microtransactions.
Man, they hit you over the head with microtransactions. Like, I got you.
Anthony joked about this, but they announced the Long Dark 2, and Long Dark's not even finished yet.
I laughed at that. Yep. That was what it, and I didn't know that because I vaguely recall.
Here's what happened. Long Dark was a Kickstarter game, and originally it was going to be a narrative. But like sort of Fortnite did, right? Like what it started off as changed over time. So it became more of a open world survival sort of game.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people who backed a narrative game. So they were waiting for the narrative to be done. And it isn't even finished yet. And that game, 2014, I think, may have been the
I played that game a long time ago.
So
me too, but it was like only with demo.
Announced the Long Dark 2 when the Long Dark, it hasn't even received its final update yet on story. It's just
that's
kind
wild.
of shitty.
Yeah, definitely.
The Long Dark
especially if it was Kickstarted.
Sounds like an 80s detective cop movie.
Or a black porno.
Wow.
So it could be
okay,
that too.
Well, you went there.
Because it was funny. At least I thought it was funny. But but yeah. I thought that their 1.0 just hit though. The Long Dark. I thought I saw that on Steam.
The story might not be finished yet.
Well,
Oh,
they'll
so they're
finish
just
it in
saying that
part 2.
that's fucked up. So they're just calling 1.0 like feature complete, but the narrative stuff is not really done.
I mean, that's what sequels are for.
It didn't used to be. Jesus.
Next up was a Borderlands 4 trailer. Hey, guess what? Looks like Borderlands.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that looked new. I mean, they just showed a
The
bunch.
best thing that came out about that was that picture of the gun being held up in front of the TV at Randy picture.
That was funny. I saw that on Blue Sky.
Everybody who loves Tekken, you were all wanting a Final Fantasy character in Tekken. You definitely wanted Tifa, right? Well, you get Clive.
That I saw that. I didn't see that coming.
That's such a weird character to put in the game. It's like nothing against
100%.
Final Fantasy 16, but like who remembers Clive?
Yeah, I mean, well, does he use his like?
Yeah, he has the summon.
Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say because that's that's a weird pull. It should have 100% been Tifa. Tifa's a fighter anyway. It should have been Tifa.
Well, yeah, and people were horny for Tifa.
Well, I see, and I didn't even look at it at that. I like.
That's
Tifa,
the reason they want it. So because Tekken's on the PC, put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, okay. Yep, we want to mod it. I got you.
Like the Squirrel Girl mods, you know.
I saw a play of the game on Twix or something. I was like, oh shit, I'm checking this out because I play Squirrel Girl. This nigga got a mod and she's fucking nude with her she has no underwear on or pants and her and I'm like, what are we doing?
She still got the tail.
Yeah, still had the tail.
Of course she did.
But she was like naked besides that. Like, how are they even able to do this on a multiplayer game?
I mean, people cheating like crazy. Do people still cheat in Overwatch? Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, well, all right. It's fucking. I guess where there's a will, there's a way. As they
where
say,
there's a weirdo, there's a way.
That's
Like, y'all are fucked up, man. Stop it.
Definitely, definitely.
When Stellar Blade comes to PC, I weep for the human race.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Geez, next is gonna have to take their mod thing down. Like that's. Oh my god.
Splitgate 2 was announced because the first one did so well.
Yeah, that's a weird. Like I said, so what I know about that one is the first one did better than they thought, and they weren't able to implement all the stuff that they wanted to. So they killed the first one to double down development because they couldn't keep it running and develop. So they killed the first one and then put everything into making a sequel.
Jesus, that sounds familiar.
Right. So, and it's not a bad game. I played it for the summer or whatever that it was out. It basically is Halo. Like the gunplay and everything plays like Halo, but with Portal. So you have the flexibility of putting in portals and different stuff, and you can pull off some pretty cool like shots and stuff. But in this landscape, they're gonna end up being yellow screened. Like
I don't know how people keep track of all these multiplayer shooters. I don't either. It's especially the few people that like literally play all of them. I don't play all of them. Like I know of them, but like there are people that like play a ton of them, and I'm like, how? Christ alive! Ryo Gogataku is like, we don't sleep and do lots of drugs because they got two announcements. First off, they're making Virtua Fighter 5, which is crazy. They also announced a new series called Project Century,
which looked awesome.
Yeah, like, geez, it looked like Sleepy Dogs.
It did. Also, the main character sort of looks like the guy who played Kiryu in the original movie, which would be kind of a neat.
Huh.
You know it's going to tie in. It's going to be in the same world. You know it is.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, it would be neat if they got that actor to play a main character in...
It wasn't modern day, though,
no, it's
was
old.
it?
It's old
like
times.
1800s or something? Okay, yeah. Because it looked like Sleeping Dogs, like combat. I don't know. I'm excited for that. But yeah, those people don't sleep. They couldn't. How do they have these big games back to back to back?
And they're also doing that Virtua Fighter update for 4. Like, they're doing that too. And they've also got the Pirate Like a Dragon game coming out.
Yep. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Those dudes are crazy. Okay, the next one, I jumped out of my seat. Fucking Turok is back.
That was awesome. Like, I caught the tail end of it because, like I said, some of the stuff I was still cooking for. But and I saw Saber is doing it. Man, Saber is fucking cooking over there. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, this is, if it's got the cerebral bore, might be a perfect game.
But are they gonna? Yeah, I don't know. Until it's out, I don't know what way they're going with the Turok license.
Oh, this is an Origins game.
Yeah, but that Turok is actually a much longer license than anybody realized. It was an old pulp novel.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
I didn't.
well, I don't know what the fuck they're
Okay.
gonna do with it. That's all.
Hopefully,
I would hope it's more like the games.
What's his name? What's the general that rides the T-Rex? What's his name?
Yeah, okay, let's hope he's
God.
not back.
I don't remember his name.
God damn it. He had such a great name. Fuck.
He's like a Confederate general that
Yeah.
rides a dinosaur.
Yeah, he's the final boss of Evolution. Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
Tobias Bruckner!
There you go. That's what I needed. Yes.
Tobias. Of course, it was Tobias.
I mean, if you're wearing a fucking, Confederate military
your
outfit,
name is
your name
Tobias.
is Tobias. I'm
Most
sorry.
shortly, yeah.
Warframe 1999 got its final trailer and release date, which was right then.
So for those that don't know about this, because I didn't because I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out because I've played Warframe. Well, the 99 is like the end of the current missions, so you can't just jump in and start Warframe 99. You have to play all of the current missions in the Warframe game, and then it unlocks the single player little 1999 part of the story.
Oh, good.
So yeah, you can't
I'm never
just jump
gonna
right
finish
in and go to it.
I think I played Warframe for like 20 hours back when it launched on PS4 with the system, and like I thought it was cool, but like after that 20 hours, I was like, God damn! All this game is grind.
It remains that, like, it's really cool. Like when you're fighting and doing that other, the shit together, it's awesome. But it's such a grind to get weapons and even the Warframes if you're not going to spend money. Like you could just drop the money.
Warframe peaked with Dark Sector.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. You got the glaive.
That was the genesis of it. Then they was like, well, we're gonna just do Warframe.
Wasn't Dark Sector the first game?
The first thing, yeah.
The first next gen game shown running on PS3 and 360.
Yes, I believe it was. Yes.
Yep, I remember that.
Was that Unreal Engine 3, I think, or 2? I can't remember which one.
That would have been 3, because wasn't Gears of War 3? Oh no, it might have been 2. That might have been 2.
Hey, we're on 5 now, so we're really
I think
really cooking now. Pow World is getting another update called Faybreak, which was hilarious, showing that trailer with like fucking Doug Bowser in the crowd. Like he's standing over there seething and shit. Like, Jeff, what are you doing?
Motherfuckers.
He was whooping Jeff's ass backstage. Like, what are you doing?
Nah, see, Jeff gonna be like, hey man, look, their check was bigger than yours. I don't know. I told my people to call your people.
Nintendo's like, we're not giving you a check. We're fucking Nintendo.
Right. Exactly. They're like, you pay us. The fuck you mean?
You want our shit in your show? You give us a check, Jeff. Onimusha is coming back. Way of the Sword, releasing in 2026.
That's awesome. A friend of mine that I no longer really talk to, we used to talk about them hopefully bringing Onimusha back. And when I saw that, I thought of him and I was like, oh man, I hope wherever he's at, he sees this. But like, I'm pretty excited.
Can we get the rest of the games put on modern consoles? That'd be cool. Although that's got to be hard at this point with like Jean Reno and like that actor that was in the second one. I don't know his name.
The second one, and I think he died too. So his estate would have to get their money. But I think that's why they haven't been. But wait, the dude in the first game was an actor too, wasn't he?
Well, they probably got a license for him. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. The next was the first Berserker got a release date, March 2025.
Yeah, it's a roguelite.
Souls anime shit.
Soulsborne, yeah.
Dying Light the Beast has a release date of summer 2025.
That looks cool. Yeah. And this is now I missed it because I didn't get to see all of this trailer. Is this a new game or is this an expansion?
No, it's a new game.
Okay.
It's going back to the guy from the first game.
Oh, nice! I didn't even notice
going
that.
back to a better game is what they really.
Kyle
want.
Crane.
That's right.
That would sound bad.
Motherfucker's name is Kyle Crane. Put some respect on it.
Right. Wow.
That first game, masterpiece. That second game,
I haven't even played it. Yeah, I didn't even.
Dude,
play
I'm
it
still scared of the first game.
Said it was bad
when it got dark outside.
When it got dark, fuck that.
When it got dark, and at first it was like, well, I'll just avoid the night.
Yep.
And then it was like, yeah, man. So we're gonna need you to climb up on top of that bridge, and you have to do it at night because that's the only way to tell what light bulbs aren't burnt out.
There are certain games that like there are moments I remember, and I can remember that bridge mission in Dying Light vividly. Jesus Christ.
It's raining, it's windy, you can hear the zombies down below.
Yeah.
Amazing. The final boss, like when you're
the DLC had a buggy, man.
Buildings.
I never got that. I need to get, because they always have it on sale. I need to pick that up, but I never got that DLC with the buggy and all that stuff.
That was cool. Like you had to like repair it and put gas in it. It was,
yeah, I'm gonna have to get that.
Next up was a new game from the people who made Overcooked called Stage Fright. I'm not gonna lie, got some cookies and cream vibes, and I'm digging it.
Yeah, it looked cool. It did look cool.
But again, you gotta have somebody to play it with.
You gotta have a friend. Yep.
The nostalgia hit hard when we heard the music. The mobile.
Yep. I had saw that trailer a while ago too. Yeah, it's a mobile action RPG.
It looked like a mobile action RPG.
Yes, it did.
It did.
Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is coming to PC. Surprising absolutely nobody. Sega, you want to talk about a teaser? This was a teaser. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds was literally like 2 seconds.
I didn't realize it was so short.
Yep. Literally Shadow like got in the car and drove out. That was it.
See, that type of stuff is what I'm talking about. Don't show us that. Like, I just show us some gameplay, because now that's just, you know what? They do that shit on purpose, because I guess that's going to drive up TikTokers and YouTube videos, and niggas like Dreamcast got to be like, well, I think the car symbolizes, Shadow's speed and fury, and he goes and does this. Like,
is he an orc? He's like,
yes, he's an orc. He looked like one. Listen, in my
looks
head,
like
that's
breakfast
right.
is back on the menu, boys.
But yeah, I hate those little like blurbs. Like, man, just show me something real. Goodness, that'll get me more excited. Yeah, wouldn't keep it to yourself. Like, shit.
Mafia: The Old Country got a pretty long trailer coming summer 2025. Looks like it's going back to the old country, which is the title of the game.
Going back to the old school,
Mafia.
And I think
did you just fucking say it's going back to the old country as if that wasn't in the fucking title?
That's what I said. I said that's also the title.
He did say that. Yeah, I was like, wow. I said though, it's also going back to like the old school, like the original, like the first Mafia game. It's not apparently going to be played like the third one, which was more like a GTA.
Man,
type,
I like that third
game.
I really like the main character of that third game.
It's very grindy. I liked it too.
It is
but
grindy, but I like the
much.
missions in that game.
It never got an update either, did it? Like the 60 frames per second and all that
stuff.
Yeah, it did.
I think
it did?
It's 60 frames a second now, yeah.
Oh shit, I might go back and play that then. Okay.
Cause I think I made it like 25 or 30 hours in that game. I never finished it because I was like, man, this game just keeps going.
It was long. Yeah, I got as far as, because you link up with the different like contacts. Like I linked up with the first lady, and then the dude from that you played in Mafia 2. Because I wanted to get that far, because I liked Mafia 2 a whole lot. So but yeah, that game is, I have to go back.
I'm still sad that there was never, like, one of my favorite games on the 360 of that type was The Godfather Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
oh my god, that was so good.
So good.
Yes.
I hate that game is not easily playable now.
Yep, because doing it the emulation way is sketchy.
360 emulation is rough. I still own that game, but man, it's hard to play on a 360 because it runs like shit.
Yeah, that game, it was so good, man.
Next up was Dispatch, which is a superhero game from Telltale Devs, starring Aaron Paul from The Wire, apparently.
Yeah, he was in that show. That's what I heard.
And Laura Bailey, who is like a very prominent. She's
from
the
Critical
Troy
Role.
Baker of female voice actors, I guess. Like she plays tons of people.
She does.
I mean, y'all seemed excited about this. I couldn't care less.
Wait,
I thought
that
it looked pretty
game?
neat.
It did look neat. Yeah, like I
Yeah,
am
you guys
super
seem
intrigued.
to dig it. I just didn't do anything for me. So
I got you. Yeah, no,
As soon as
I'm
you
into
mention
it.
Telltale, my eyes glaze over and I go to bed.
Really? You're not I would think you would be a fan of
The
theirs.
original Telltale games, like Sam and Max, I loved. And as soon as it started going narrative, I was like, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I love The Wolf Among Us. I fell off of
That's-
The Walking Dead very fast.
Listen, The Wolf Among Us is probably their best one, and I really want the sequel to come, and it's still, we ain't
It's never
heard nothing
come
else
out.
about it. Yeah, I know, but that is probably their best game. That
Everybody
is so
seems to love
good.
Tales from the Borderlands, but I never played it.
I never played that one either.
It's-
I have
it's
it
one of the
because
best
I got it for
written
free.
Borderlands things, which is the
Oh,
reason
really?
why I like
Well, it's because Randy didn't write it.
write it. And here's what happens: every piece of like character development that happens in Tales is ruined in 3.
Well, I mean,
Almost
3 kind of
intentional.
ruined everything. 3 was
I
No,
remember that. I remember people were complaining about some of the characters that were, because they were
Yeah, it
characters that
doesn't
were
make
in
any
Tales
sense.
that, I remember that complaints, those complaints.
Yeah. We already talked about it, but Okami is back. Kamiya is back at. They're calling it Clovers.
Clovers, yeah.
So
He was rocking a T-shirt and everything. I saw.
Yeah.
He was standing there all pissed off when Snoop was performing.
I feel
Smile,
like
nigga.
I feel like it's a conspiracy. But I checked 3 different lists of everything announced at the Game Awards, and they omitted the same thing on every list. And I know it would really irritate everybody on the show. They did not mention the Helldivers DLC in any of these breakdowns.
Really?
Which is crazy to me because like that game apparently like boosted up to like 1 million players after that announcement and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the bigger announcements of the night.
Yeah. I mean, Jay was like, and I'm installing Helldivers too. Like as soon as it was on there, like shit, I did reinstall. I haven't gone and played it yet, but I did install it on my Steam Deck.
Yeah, that's what prompted me to look at multiple lists of everything that was announced because like that one just did not show up anywhere, which is crazy.
Huh.
I legitimately thought we were going to get that, like, oh, it's coming to Xbox because we need more people.
I did too.
And like,
Yup,
nah,
I did too.
No, it's not happening. Maybe next year, because if Sony puts
Maybe
Lego
next
Horizon on Xbox, that is just opening the gate.
Yep. And that, you know what? And maybe that's the test, but I feel like Helldivers would have been a better test and it would have been a success.
Lego's
Because
not a
there's
test.
so many things.
Lego is a test of failure.
Well, I think we just need more money. Like we spent all this money on this, and so you know what? Put it on Xbox so we can get some more money out of it.
Yeah, because that thing ain't selling.
Nah.
And then the show ended with Naughty Dog's new game, which is called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of into the vibe of that trailer.
It looked pretty dope.
All I saw was hella product placement. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Product placement.
Like,
I mean, let's go back. Come on, one of our favorite games of all time has KFC in it.
I need you to specify what that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
selling CDs for the Offspring as well. Yeah,
Fucking in Bad Religion. Man.
Oh,
Crazy Taxi.
wow.
But I mean, product placement used to be in everything, dude. Like
It did, yeah.
Well,
and
I mean,
then it went away, and then it came back.
it's one thing when there's product placement that can actually be sold to customers, though.
you can't buy a Porsche.
Can you buy a Porsche?
I mean,
I cannot.
Maybe if I sell my house.
Y'all notice? Hey!
And
Y'all
a
notice
Cayenne
Ryan
or
is quiet
Macan
because he
doesn't
got like
count.
6 in the
Yeah,
garage.
Ryan's
He's like,
like, what are you
"Shut
talking
up."
about? I got 6 in the garage.
Ryan's like, let me be quiet because I got a lot.
Also,
Yeah, right.
Ryan's more of a Bentley guy. Don't give him that.
Right? Porsche. Get that trash out of here.
All I know is I wish I was the guy that y'all think I am.
Listen, the next little story
do
I
we.
write, I'm going to
Let's
write
be
this
fair.
character. If you right.
I mean, like, I want to be that guy.
We all really want to be that guy for real. But no, that game, I thought it looked cool. Of course, the usual suspects went online to.
The CG looked cool.
Well, you're right. You are 100%.
You can't be shitty to one game about CG.
100%. No, you're right.
So,
hey, look, I appreciate you.
Cool.
Right. Exactly. I appreciate you keeping me honest, fam, because you're right. Yep, that was all CG. The CG did look cool. So the concept of their game I'm in, but I'm a sci-fi nerd anyway, so they had me with the spaceship, even if
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
horseship.
spaceship bounty hunter stuff is that's kind of right up Terrence's alley. It's right up my alley too, but
I just hope it
Terrence even more so.
plays well.
I hope it plays well. Yeah, because all we saw was CG.
Also,
so no
that's
gameplay or nothing.
That's not coming to PS5.
No.
They said it was, but I don't believe.
Oh, did they? I didn't. Did they say systems?
I'm pretty sure
did they have a
said
launch?
PS5. No, there's no launch window.
Okay. All right.
And even if it was only PS6, they wouldn't say the name PS6. No way.
Well, right.
I think
I'm gonna be the bummer. I did not care. Unless they can prove that they're not doing the same game they've done for decades now, I guess, almost.
Yeah, it's been since Jak and
That's
Daxter
fair.
since they did
That's
anything.
fair.
I don't care. Like, I don't find those games on a gameplay level to be fun. And I'm sorry. Uncharted I was wrong about, but I stand by Last of Us. They could be movies.
I don't care for
No.
the Last of Us gameplay at all. I find them to be really
I mean,
just
there's other
rote.
issues with The Last of Us. Like, at least with Uncharted, I get it to some extent. The spectacle is fun, but at the same time, like, I need a little bit more than that, which is like, and it's a very thin line, but like the new Tomb Raider games gave me what I wanted from that type of experience that I didn't get in Uncharted. So, but to me, it's like the name Naughty Dog doesn't mean anything to me. But it's funny, the only games in hindsight that I really loved from them were the Jak series, because I'm not a Crash Bandicoot guy.
Don't lie, you love Way of the Warrior.
You know, I've
never played Way of the Warrior.
Way of the Warrior? Wait.
I want you to go play
game?
Yeah, it's a very bad.
It's not good.
Game.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not good.
You can't say it's not good. You haven't played it. You have to play it.
I've seen it.
Not good.
I've seen it. Ken, I
got
have
White
eyes.
Zombie
the eyes
on the
work.
soundtrack. Yeah.
I mean, what didn't have Rob Zombie on the soundtrack?
But it's the whole soundtrack, Anthony.
Oh, I did not know that.
Like every song on every stage is White Zombie.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's why why streamers won't play the game.
That one's rough. That one's rough. I can't. Listen, I'll let a little bit of Rob Zombie go, but Jeebus.
Jeebus.
That's it. That's all I had from the Game Awards. We can talk about the winner of the Game of the Year, because that's like they didn't care about the awards. Why should we?
Right.
But boy, did it cause some internet drama.
Who won? I can't remember who won.
Astrobot.
Oh, Astrobot. I didn't play it, so that's why I apologize for those that are like, oh just stood up and looked at me crazy. Of all
those games, that was probably the correct choice.
I think. Well,
people were bad.
I don't know.
So we talk about, like, apparently the guy from Game Science put out an email this morning about how he had the speech written 2 years ago, and like he thinks the criteria.
What a fucking asshole to think your game wasn't even released 2 years ago.
Right.
You self-righteous douche.
Right.
But so people are
first
mad.
of all, embarrassing, like loser behavior. Second, this happens anytime China doesn't get their way. They were shit talking Baldur's Gate because he's the one that presented the award on the Steam reviews. They review bombed it. Somebody mentions Taiwan being its own country, which it is. They have a fit. Like, stop having conniptions, you fucking assholes. Like, your game was good. It won Best Action Game, and it deserved Best
Player's
Action
Voice,
Game.
I think, too.
Did it won Player's Voice as well.
Yeah, which is that's
which is arguably the more important one.
It was going to win that anyway because of China. Like the amount of votes they're going to get from there is like it's probably like 90%.
Here's the thing. That's not undeserved.
No, it's
not undeserved. But like, if players in China thought this was the best game, they deserve that voice too. This is how an election happens. Like, you know what I mean? So, like,
Fake
they elected
news.
to... I was making more of a joke that they don't have elections in China.
I was going to say, that's
fine.
not the thing they do in China, but, you know.
This is what having a voice is, and you know what? That's absolutely right. Like, you know what? If it did have a ton of players, what just makes my opinion more important? But at the same time, like, critically, people thought Astrobot was a better game from the critics' point of view.
Well, it wasn't just
And,
them
like,
that were mad. The gamers are also mad because they're like, this Nintendo shit shouldn't win.
Well. Let's just have a moment here. If your Western backup is a bunch of chuds on the internet, losers, by the way,
Losers.
rethink maybe your stance that you don't want to be with those people.
You know what's weird?
All I want to
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Because today they don't want to play as women, and tomorrow they won't be wanting to play as an Asian person. Just saying.
Well, like, because they were saying, like he just said too, because I saw this on Twix before the show. Somebody was talking about how, well, you know, this Nintendo ass game shouldn't, or this Mario ass game shouldn't have won. And I'm like, okay, but let's think about this, because let's take Astrobot out and put Mario Brothers Come At Your Mama. It's gonna win over everything that's on there. So why is this a problem? Any Mario Brothers game.
I want to play Mario Brothers Come At Your Mama.
I'm sure you do.
Here's part of it, and this is something you can be critical of or not. Astrobot does a lot of fan service to the history of Sony's video games. You know, more than Sony has done in the last 2 decades. But you have to realize that's who votes on this stuff, and like, yeah, like, you know, paying homage to old video games is an easy way to sell your game. Like,
but it didn't sell.
Do it well. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
To
get critical acclaim. Yeah.
To get critical, yeah.
So to me, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, if Astrobot didn't win, I couldn't, like, the next person probably in line was Balatro. I hate to say it that way, but like, go look at how Balatro is reviewed. Like, I realize people don't like Polygon, but it's their game of the year, and playing it, I go, I get it.
Man, I wish I did. God, I wish I did. But yeah, I don't think that given what was up there, I don't think that Black Myth was going to win Game of the Year. I do think that it was going to end up being Balatro. Actually, I assumed that was what was going to win.
It's your first fucking game too.
Right. Like, chill out. Like
do you not understand how many people's first, like, beloved Naughty Dog, their first game wouldn't have made the Game Awards had it existed. We just spoke about that. And I'm going to say it now. As much as I love the Jack games, looking back, they probably wouldn't have made it either.
They probably wouldn't have. And I liked all of them. Well,
if dude is listening, I have something I want to say. I know Wombat's not going to agree with me, and I'm going to piss off a lot of people.
I think I've already covered the racist element.
No, that's not racist. Black Myth Wukong wasn't even the best action game at the Game Awards.
That's not.
That was Stellar. That was Stellar Blade.
That's not correct.
I played both. Stellar Blade's combat is much better.
I have played Stellar Blade, and I have not played Black Myth yet, but Stellar Blade's combat is too sweet, my brother. I will say that. But I can't speak on Black Myth. It might be good too. But
Black Myth is good.
As someone that wants to play both, as someone that wants to play both, like, to me, it's just it's embarrassing to have, like, had Stellar Blade responded in this, like, the developers of Stellar Blade responded in the same way, it would be just as embarrassing.
Oh, 100%.
And if your fan base responded in the same way, it would be just as embarrassing. So to me, it's like, my issue is, like, calm your fucking roll. Like, this is your first outing. And to all the people that like to review bomb, and I'm specifically calling out China because they do it a fucking ton, like, guys, this is what happens in capitalism, which your developers want to compete in. Also, Game Awards are useless.
I mean, as we saw, because we had award breaks. Like, there wasn't,
Yeah,
you know what I
like,
mean?
if award breaks, guys, like, that's, like, does Black
Kukadaki
Myth
didn't even
Wukong-
get his moment.
Does
No,
Black
he
Myth
didn't.
Wukong deserve an award? Yeah, it's probably one of the best takes on Journey to the West ever. To have that many people interested in that story is an
Yeah.
accomplishment on a world basis. And it's like,
100%.
to me, like, as you know, the next person in line is Dragon Ball, but I mean that takes way too many liberties with the
It
story.
does. Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, to redefine what that myth, what that story is in modern day, is one hell of an accomplishment, and they should be proud because that is a Chinese story. Like, that is an important story that inspired so much, and to be able to go back and redefine what that is, guys, like, that is something that should be respected. But the Game Awards is not about an awards show; it's about trailers.
Yep.
I'm sorry you did not win. Don't be fucking losers about it, though. Like, you could lose and not be a loser. That's
Mission
just
impossible.
disappointing. Yeah.
You also want some fun with the chuds. There was a picture on Twitter today of the guy who directed Stellar Blade hanging out with Neil Druckmann.
Oh, wow.
So you know they mad right now.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And I lost it already, I think. I was gonna say, the last thing is, like...
Isn't Kojima in Intergalactic too? Wasn't he scanned for that game? Like, there's a
sure
video of him out there being spun around a camera thing.
Well, he could be scanning himself into his own game, too.
Yeah, but he was doing it for an Intergalactic promo.
Mm.
Then, yeah, he probably is in it.
Does he know he's friends with Jeff?
I laughed so hard. Man, just let them dudes do the hosting because they stayed dunking on Jeff. And I was like, yes, this is what I would pay to see. Let's just do this.
I remember what I was going to say now. Shit-talking Larian is the biggest fucking mistake any of you can make, because Larian's game redefines what an RPG is. Black Myth Wukong is just a very good action game at the end of the day.
True.
So don't go and shit talk someone who presented a fucking award because you're upset.
Wait, they came for Larian?
Yeah, they went and fucking review bombed Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam because
Not the developers didn't. Fans.
Oh,
of the game.
I got you.
fans did. Yeah,
The
fans did.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, come the fuck on now. But here's the thing. When the CEO is like, I wrote the acceptance speech 2 years ago, he's not helping stop that. The first thing out of your mouth is, don't shit talk Larian. That's
also
so embarrassing.
Don't come after my bot, okay? Astro is a national treasure. I will not have him slandered.
I will stand by that because I played the VR game.
Astrobot slander.
No
It's just
Astrobot
a shame
slander.
because it brings the wrong kind of attention to Wukong, which was a very, very good game.
That is what will happen.
But I mean, this is not out of the question because, I mean, they went on a tirade about somebody from that studio was talking about how it's anti-woke and all this and fucking jerk-off motion that can, cover all the things.
Dude, it's probably the same dude that redid Siri's face to look like a fucking plastic Barbie model, and I'm like, I can't with you people.
Somebody did that? And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Why would you want her? She is a fucking monster hunter. Like, what?
Well, I mean,
men who have not gone outside to see real women in 20 plus years.
The scars are scars she picked up in the books. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I didn't read the books with her. Okay.
Yeah. She's basically the main character of the books.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
I read that he has a new book.
Story collections are more about Geralt, but the novels series sort of starts out as kind of like half and half the main character, and then by the end, she's definitely the main character.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, I got a couple things before we wrap up. First off, Terrence, I apologize. I got an email from, which, by the way, I was invited to TCL CES. I can't go.
Oh, nice. The TV thing?
Yeah, I can't go. Sorry.
Okay, well, I'll go. I'll go in your stead. When is it?
Well, I mean, you gonna pay for your trip to Vegas?
No, please.
I mean,
please let Terrence
sure.
go.
Let me go.
proposing as
Yeah, I got
Ken.
it. Go ahead.
I hope they have Ken's face on the.
Look, we'll talk after the
card.
show. Let me know the particulars. I may be able to
You
swing
gotta,
it. I'll
you gotta
go.
grow your facial hair out to be like Ken.
Yeah, you gotta look
Yeah.
like me. You have to get some.
That's fine.
You have to get some
Put on
Jeff
some
Keighley
talcum powder.
cream.
Some Jeff Keighley cream.
But you can take that however you want it. That's fine. But they sent me an email about so I praised the shit out of this TV. It's on sale for like half off.
Can I just ask, TCLs aren't they the ones that you've been kind of praising for years anyways, outside of just this television? Aren't they like the best?
They're
Their
the
last
best.
few models have been really good.
Yeah,
yes.
their TVs are like, if you want one that's not an OLED, you should buy one.
Yeah.
Aren't they didn't they make TVs for somebody at some point too?
They might have made. Well, they do make panels for like.
Oh, that's
other
what it was.
companies.
Okay, they make
yeah.
the panels for other companies. Yeah.
Yeah, they make their own stuff. That's why they sell so cheap. But yeah, their 98-inch version of the TV I have is on sale for half off, so you can get it for $3,000.
God.
If you want the 115-inch, it's only $17,000.
It'll go right next to the Porsches. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Again, Ryan didn't say nothing. He's like, I already ordered two.
I already ordered two. What are you talking about? I got two.
Emails in and tells me it's Porsche. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. We did get
out the way.
We also got one email about the Keeley, so I'll read through this. This comes from Daryl. He says,
"Did you watch the Keeleys? You might be
owed some money."
Yeah, it's a class action lawsuit. Hello, chuckleheads. Just a few thoughts on the Game Awards. I thought it was
I prefer being called short legs.
Nice.
Short legs.
Throwback, everybody.
I thought it was a well-run, polished show, probably the most polished one yet. Didn't see any snafus or any poor production values. I'll give them that.
I agree.
There was none of those.
I agree.
There was tons of security from what you guys said.
There was tons of security.
Oh yeah,
you can see the security.
Big old security boys up front.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense that Indy was not eligible for Game of the Year. No shit.
Yep.
They really need to push back the show. The game deserves recognition, and I'm sure it won't be put in the 2025 list. Exactly.
Nope, because it never happens.
They never add the late year game, great games to the next year's ballot, but it was good to see a commercial for it and an appearance by Troy Todd and Todd he says the midget. That you shouldn't say that word.
He's
and Harrison Ford, who just had some edibles and woke up. That's my commentary.
No, he doesn't have edibles. He's just that person.
No, dude, he smokes so much weed.
Oh, he probably does, but he's also just that person at this point.
Yeah.
I've seen him in other things.
That's funny.
It says it's surprised there were no Game Pass drops or even any game shadow drops of note. No Nintendo presents.
The Helldivers one was pretty big.
Yeah, that was. I think
keep
that was
passing
big.
over that, and like as Ken pointed out, like this is the thing that people who play Helldivers have wanted.
Yeah, They added the new faction. They added the vehicles, like the trucks and stuff. No, like it was hella shit.
And a melee secondary weapon.
Oh, I missed that. Wow. Yeah.
So in the new War Bond, there's a lance, like a stun lance, that you can use along with the shield.
Trailer. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to stop reading ahead because I start laughing. He says, with all the rumors and hype, no Half-Life 3, but we got Naughty Dog 2028 Lesbian Simulator and another Okami. God damn it, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's not cool.
The fuck?
Who cares? I don't give a shit about the sexuality of fictional characters.
I don't give a shit about most fictional characters. I'm gonna be honest.
If you do,
I don't.
Do we know what?
I don't really give a shit about the sexuality of non-fictional characters.
Well,
right?
That's a good point as well.
Listen, my whole thing is if I'm not fucking them, I don't care. Like,
wow,
what the fuck?
okay.
Like, none of this matters.
That's a good point. But
Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. Y'all know me.
Terrence over here
I
reenacting the
think
long
it's more
dark.
absurd. I think it's more absurd on a level when the person doesn't exist, and therefore has very little impact in real world going on.
Oh, that was funny.
Only Xbox game shown was Outer Worlds 2, and the Sony one was Intergalactic. In fact, there were very few 2025 games shown. I guess what they showed, Borderlands 4, Outer Worlds 2, Mafia will be 2025. More were well beyond, like The Witcher 4. It seemed that there were a lot of games as a service, live service games. Well, yeah, it's a Keighley show. I guess the publishers just don't get it. 80% of the 24 or so will crash and burn. There was very little in the way of innovation or new IPs. Also, very few AA games at all. Maybe the cost is the reason. Well, anyway, the ones I thought looked good were the aforementioned Witcher 4, Mafia: The Old Country, Outer Worlds 2, and Borderlands 4. Unfortunately, all sequels. That's all I got.
I don't think we talked about Borderlands, or not Borderlands, the Outer Worlds 2 when we ran down the stuff that was announced.
Yeah, we did, because we talked about the commercial. The trailer being funny.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Okay. Yeah, the same ones that he thought looked cool. The only thing about Borderlands, like I said, it was just a trailer. And they did that when they showed 3. Like, you just show us a bunch of your characters and your little cell
slow
shaded,
motion, 4
whatever.
characters walking towards the screen.
All
bullshit.
that shit with explosions, that doesn't tell me anything about the game.
Well,
I don't care.
I don't want to spoil this for you. But Borderlands is shoot dude and grab gun.
And grab loot. Yeah, I know that's what it is. Like, but I'm not going to get hyped off you just showing me a trailer like that.
I'm not going to be fair, I'm not going to get hyped when the trailer ends by saying Borderlands 4.
Fair.
And those games have been the same shit since 2. Like, 1 at least had like, oh, I have a higher level white gun. Well, it's still worthy to look at. And then in 2, it was like, if it's white, just throw it away, which is accurate for real life too.
Okay.
That was funny.
Have you seen how many mediocre white actors there are?
There are quite a few. There are quite a few. But yeah, Borderlands 3 just wasn't even good. Like, I don't know. No. But that's what I'm saying though.
I've never paid $100+ for the special edition with all the DLC stuff to only put in 20 minutes and quit.
Damn. Like, that's what I'm saying too, though. Maybe if they had showed us something on this, maybe it is something different than what we've seen from every other Borderlands game.
Not.
But we'll never know because all you showed us was the fucking same trailer you always show us.
It's not.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I guess it's not. I guess I have to go with that.
I mean, it's Randy Pitchford. He doesn't have an original thought. I mean,
I don't think he does. I still haven't seen that movie. Did you watch the Borderlands movie at all?
No, I haven't seen it.
Why would anybody put them through that?
I would watch it if it was streaming somewhere for free, but there's no way in hell I'd ever pay for it.
It's on either Peacock or Max. It's on one of the ones I have.
It's not showing on either. Because Apple will tell you if it's streaming somewhere, and it's never shown as streaming
maybe
somewhere.
It's
not. You'd have to strap me down to a chair and open my eyes like a Clockwork Orange to make me watch that piece of shit.
Bitch, I watch both of the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey movies. I'll watch about anything.
Listen,
Listen, I give you a lot of shit for your taste in movies, Ken. But like, I would rather watch all of the shit you watch than Borderlands.
All the shit I watch. Like, I'm over here watching some fucking ass movies.
Although I'm listen.
What, bitch?
I watch shit.
Nigga, you watch some terrible ass shit. That's what.
Watch terrible ass shit.
Hey, you know what? Like what?
But I will say that Winnie the Pooh
Blood
movie
and Honey.
Moving
good. On,
dude.
No, but
parents
that movie
watch Blood and
is
Money.
good.
Shut the fuck up. He's gonna watch that.
I watched the sequel too, and I'm gonna watch the Pinocchio or the big.
I told you the Mickey Mouse one's on Peacock.
The Mickey Mouse, that's the shit. No, I haven't watched that.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm gonna watch that too.
So, like, bad horror movies, I enjoy. Like, that stuff just has a, you know what I mean? That just those are like my feel good type of stuff because I don't like the warm fuzzy shit movies. But like that, so the bad horror movies, like I get a chuckle out of watching shit like that.
Oh yeah, they're bad as fuck. I admit they're bad movies.
Listen. I watched the Emoji Movie. All right.
Okay, you got nothing. You got nothing.
Oh, I saw that.
Let me finish my fucking statement.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. I watched with friends thinking, oh, we'll have like a fun time. It'll be like us riffing on the movie. We'll basically not be watching it, and all of us sat in horror as we watched this movie that went nowhere. And like, we're gonna do that again because we also watched the Tom Cruise Mummy movie, which
I screened that.
That movie's
It's not
not
that
as
bad.
bad as
It's
everybody.
not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's fine.
It's entertaining.
It's 100%
problem is
forgettable.
The problem
Yeah.
is it's two movies that should have been two separate movies.
Well, it's
Absolutely.
it's also probably like part of a universe that never happened.
And this was
that's
supposed
the problem.
to be the
If it just stood by itself, it would have been fine. But then,
Yep.
half of the movie is like, what's interesting? Fucking. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. The point.
Dr. Jekyll.
We're going to. My group of friends are going to do that again. And I said, "What would you prefer to watch, Megalopolis or the Borderlands movie?" And everyone said, "I would rather watch Megalopolis 4 times."
Dude,
Jesus.
I don't want to watch
Borderlands once.
I don't want to watch
Man, I wish I lived in Canada. I want to hang out with your friends. My friends, we used to do that, but everybody's got kids and have moved away. Because we used to watch bad movies
kids.
and
you can't say everybody's got kids.
Yeah,
you
got
don't
kids.
I know, but if y'all let me cook, nigga, my kids is older than all my friends because my kids are that's what they're like. Their kids are still in middle school and stuff like that. My kids are all for the most part grown. So
kids.
Right. So, but yeah, I used to love
buy them a box of Lego and tell them fuck off for an hour.
Exactly. But I used to love watching bad movies.
God,
when
I
I
hope
worked
you're
at
never
the theater,
a parent, Anthony.
I hope you are. When I worked at the theater, we used to watch everything, and that was so much fun watching the bad movies and sitting there just making fun of the shit. And then we would find stuff that we actually liked, like the Vampire's Assistant. I think that movie was that called.
Fucking
what it was
Anthony,
called. That actually was a good movie.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, he's gonna sit down, son. What the fuck? I was supposed to go ask. He's just gonna sit down.
Yeah, but, I mean,
it's funny.
It's really easy if you're just not having sex.
I mean, that's how kids are made.
Boys.
I don't know
Make
if
it
you know
easier.
that now.
It does make it easier.
I don't know if that's
when you hate people enough that you're like, wow, that might require actually being with them more than I want to be with anybody. It makes it really easy to just spend time by yourself and then not have kids.
Yeah.
Just leaves his kids on the end of a sock.
Jesus Christ.
It's less stressful
all right,
that way.
Hold on
That's
now. Let's make it very clear. That's not happening either. You fucking hero.
I have one more tweet, and it's holiday themed. David wants to know, are you guys good at wrapping presents? I feel like at this point it's almost expected that my wrapping is the worst.
Yeah, I'm not great at it.
Oh, I
I'm
suck
not
at
good
it.
at it.
I'm terrible at
I'm
it.
not great at it.
I always
Yeah,
cut the shit wrong. I can't do
What
the
you do-
folds at the end.
What you do is you put it sort of square to how you're going to cut the wrapping paper, and then you turn it at an angle a little bit so it's at a 45, and when you wrap it, it should cover the whole thing then. There's some videos on it nowadays, you don't have to, kind of like tying a tie, you go, I can't do that, and then just go to YouTube and somebody's like, I've got it covered. And you're
No,
oh, thank
I'm
God.
still gonna make it look like it was molested on the way to the tree.
What is this? Who are you now? This never happens. This is the most you've talked in a remotely sexual manner in forever. I want you to go back to being Puritan Ken.
I didn't
Please.
mean sexually.
God damn it.
I just meant
Well,
it was
you know what?
you
You said molested, and you also talked about leaving kids at the end of a sock. This is not you.
Listen, Puritan Ken was
Fucking,
hilarious.
We just got fucking Bizarro Ken. I want normal Ken back.
Merry Christmas.
Saltine Ken. Come on.
Whole team can.
Boy, you don't know. Back in my heady days, there was a lot worse things. When I had a kid.
When you had hair,
you gotta cut. Yeah, I don't have any. That's not an insult, son. I know.
When it was pink.
I am 2 steps away from just being done.
Oh, if you at that step, nigga, you might as well go ahead and call it. Just go ahead and shave it. Done.
I keep it super short as it is because there ain't much there to keep up anyway.
Yeah, just shave it and be done if you right there.
I'm too old to care at this point. Whatever, dude.
I feel it. Yeah,
I ain't gonna have the halo ring. When it's if it gets to that point, it's
I
fine.
refused. And it's wild. If I let my hair grow, because my hair is bald, if I let my hair grow in, that's what I fucking have. I have the halo ring.
Man.
So I shave my shit bald every time I shower. Nah, you miss me with that.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. My hairline can be, there's a like a line of no return. When it hits that,
Yep.
it's gone.
Yep.
That just be the way it is. I ain't getting any younger. Ain't gonna happen. But anyway, that's all the things that I have. Like Anthony said, I don't know who and who is not going to be on the next two shows because they're right around the holidays. People will be busy. But if, nobody's here, I'm sure it'll be us again doing a two-man show. Talking about nothing because there will be no news, no new releases. So whatever.
No, I probably will be here for the holiday stuff because we don't have plans. And, I mean, the drama I have. I'll probably be here.
Well, then we got two more shows, and then you all got to start making your lists.
I know I have to. Oh my God. I started that the other day. Like I'm up to, I think, March with my releases, like, cause I'm going through by month of all the different stuff. When are we going to do that show in January or at the last show in December?
No. We do it in January.
Okay,
we don't try
cool.
I don't try to get everybody together for like around the holidays. Cause people have Christmas parties they go to on Sunday.
Right.
And so.
See, there's where my plan comes through. Back on the not talking to people thing.
Oh, but anyway,
it's out low, boys.
I can't believe
really
Christmas is
everybody in real life.
I can't believe Christmas is 10 days away. This year does not feel like Christmas. I'm going to change that next year.
Yeah, I am too, because it does not feel like Christmas, and I don't think I've even played a Christmas song. I'm definitely going to
I have not watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so it does not feel like Christmas.
See, I haven't watched Scrooged, which is my Christmas.
Yes,
I haven't
Scrooged
watched any of that.
Is another
stuff.
good one to watch. I have not watched that either. I'm not feeling it. I told my wife the other day, I was like, next year we're doing this shit. We're like going to Hallmark. We're going to do the ornaments. We're going to do the fucking,
hell yeah.
We're going to do all this shit because I'm tired of not doing like real Christmas. And Wombat will attest to this. Our kids ain't getting any younger. There ain't gonna be a whole lot of these left.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I got to do it next year. Next year's gonna be big. I'm gonna do big Christmas next year.
That's what's up.
That's my what do they call New Year's resolutions. It's gonna be Christmas next year. It's too late this year. I can't. I got the tree up. Like I felt like I made minimal effort.
That's how I feel. Like next year I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it big too.
Yeah, like I need to do it before the kids are gone. 'Cause they'll be fucking gone before we know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Jesus Christ, I'm getting old. Anyway, that's the end of the show for this week. If you want to tweet at us, it's at ZTGD Radio. Same if you want to skeet at us. That's it, the blue sky thing. And if you want to send us emails, podcasts at ztgd.com. And that's it. Unless anybody has anything else. I'm totally using Double Dragon this week, Anthony.
Nice.
Cool. By the way, I did appreciate last week's cutout.
Oh, did you like that?
I thought it was good.
Like you don't
Got
get
me
the
by surprise.
you don't get the bagok until you listen to Cheetahman.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. We out of here. Peace, bitch.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.